And we are Gucci. Hello and welcome to the ADLR Podcast. I am Anthony, joined by my brother Brian Rondalius, also known as Zen5, also known as Loaded Up, also known as Rick, also known as the Bat, also known as
Rick.
Yeah, you're wearing a Rick and Morty shirt, so I just went off with what I see, right?
Okay.
No?
That's the first time I heard that. Rick.
Because of Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Kelsey's
in my head, he's never heard the name Rick before.
Yeah, he's like, I've never met a Rick, you know?
No,
Rick,
I mean me being referred to as Rick.
Okay.
No, I know what you mean, but my first thought was that.
And we have Weird TV's Chair joining us this week as a guest appearance. So, I mean, I think Weird's coming in later, so we'll see. But either way, here we are. New week, new shit. We're in gaming season. We're in movie release season. We're here. October's coming
duck
out.
Season.
We're in duck season. We're hunting.
Rabbit season.
New stuff coming out almost every week. Like we got stuff to watch.
This?
Yeah, like I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
To all the straight, because it's becoming more and more common to be not.
Oh, okay.
So they're making a play on that. It's so little straight. That he's like Optimus Prime sending out a signal to all the few that are straight.
Oh, okay.
Letting them know that if you are, we're still here, even though we're dwindling. Yeah,
count. But what does it matter?
Because if he is, then his his window of how many people he can, his options get smaller.
Not really. It's just straight and bis.
Or not bi. It might be those who specifically date.
And but that's not any smaller than it was before.
What the hell's going on?
Could you show me a TikTok of like?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because there's more bis than just straight gays.
Well, I imagine if you're bi, you have double the options.
That's why I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So
I personally don't know, but I mean, the number between years ago and now has.
It's just what's public, but there's always been an absurd amount of options for either one. It's just they were in hiding before because obviously what the society will do if you were to be, if you were to come out. But now it's more apparent and there's more support. And then people are like, yeah, if you are, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with it. Right? That's why I'm like, I don't get it. I'm slow right now. What do you want from me? Right? Like what? Think I'm going to pick up on everything? I only pick up the zeros and ones, bro. All right. So yeah, Kelsey's chair is gone for the guest host today, for the guest today. We got Kelsey back. Let's get it. No, you don't have to chew fast. You're good. We're gonna keep moving. Meese, Brian? What does that mean?
I just wanted to see if it would show up.
It's a live chat, Brian. It's gonna show up when you type in something in it.
Let me decide if it's live.
All right. I mean, it could go down like Facebook did today. Relevant.
Even eShop did. It was Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and then the eShop somehow.
I forget who. I think it was James Gunn. He tweeted out after the Facebook went down. He's like, I just uploaded Guardians of the Galaxy Easter egg for everybody to see on Facebook.
That's pretty good.
That's funny.
And there was another one I saw, like a meme on. It's like when the second it went down, there's like a meme of some guy yelling "all is well." I'm like, no, it's not. I'm sure there's something on fire. Or some catastrophic error or something. I don't know. Brian sent me something. What you sent me? He does not look like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I sent Kelsey. I sent Anthony a picture of Trent Reznor and said you look like him.
I don't think he looks like you. I'm not trying to. I don't know if that's an insult or not, but I don't think you look like him.
I mean,
I still can't get over that Russian opera singer that looks like me.
Oh yeah. That one guy sent it to you on your stream.
Yep.
You sure you're not related in any way?
Not that I'm aware of, but
gotcha.
I actually had viewers then, and pulled it up, and people were like, "Holy shit! Are you sure that's not you?"
It's almost like they big as my legs, bro.
I mean, which leg?
I only have 2.
Oh, humble are we?
Whatever.
Only 2. Yeah. What a guy.
That's crazy, bro.
Kelsey, out of the entire album, I guess you heard it on the radio, The Way Too Sexy.
Yeah.
The worst. I hate that song.
It's terrible.
Like, we can start right off, so we get it out of the way. Like, when I didn't finish that song. I skipped when I was listening to the album. So
did you already do your cold open?
Oh yeah, we're in it. We're fine.
Okay.
We started and we're good.
Sorry, I'm late. Got out of class late.
2 of them. So if you want to eat one, and I'll try to eat the other one.
I can eat both of them.
Mic'd her up.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
I should said the yogurt exploded, or like they opened on accident. So I'm just gonna eat it after. Like like the lid came up. Me eating the yogurt, stream it. Yeah.
Never break eye contact with the
camera. And I'm gonna make sure it's as close as possible to the mic so you can hear the.
Yeah.
And everyone will love that. That's content right there. Speaking of which, did you? No, Way Too Sexy. That's what we were talking about. I'm like, I'm missing something. We can't just transition out of here yet. Yeah, tell me your thoughts because I didn't finish it. So I mean,
we were sort of forced to, sort of not. You know, we didn't feel like changing the station, so we just kind of suffered through it.
Wow.
But the whole time, like, I was like, it first came out, I was like, oh, okay, like it's, you know, it's like I'm too sexy, and they're, you know, too sexy for this chain, too sexy for the whatever, and it's like, are they gonna do it? It was a super basic beat. There were no lyrics, and it was just fucking awful. Like, I looked at Chan and I was like, this is like a terrible version of I'm Too Sexy. Like, what is this? And then I heard the official video. It's got his song in the very beginning, you know, playing. And it's like, what a disgrace.
I haven't seen the music video. I just know, like,
I haven't either.
I'm sure they cleared the sample. And I'm like, I guess they don't really talk to the people who made the song. If they get I'm assuming the record label's like, yeah, you can use it, and they get monies exchanged. I'm sure the guy would have seen this and been like, no thanks, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would hope so, because it is terrible. Like, I was trying to think of something good to say about it, and I was like, well, the beat's not.
It's not bad, but
there is no beat. It's literally just, you know, them hitting the hi-hat the whole time, and then just or too sexy for this chain, too sexy for this cat, too sexy for this shirt, and it's just like,
okay. You can get a verse in there if you want.
I mean, that's what they did. That's how they sounded. It was awful.
Yeah, I don't think I got to Futures. I don't know if I got to Futures part at all, and
it wasn't any better.
I just moved on. I'm like, no, I'm already annoyed of it. I don't know why.
He just repeats the same shit in the same monotone way.
Jeez.
It was honestly, it was just awful.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I just did not. I really enjoy that track at all, and I don't know why that's on the radio. That's the one to pick for the radio.
Meme.
Like the original was like fun and, you know, happy and like, you know, like, oh, you know, like, haha, and you're just like, I'm too sexy for my shirt.
And it's like, you know? It's a dance track. Like, it's something you would play
it's like runway music.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like,
this was just. I don't even know what this was.
I don't know. I gotta watch the music video to see if if it maybe explains something, right? I don't know. Kelsey, you got like the hot list of stuff to talk about this week because you went and watched both movies we recommended, so applause right there because you've come a long way. And then also you've been playing New World, which is like the hottest shit on the planet right now because it's a new MMO, it's fresh. So I mean, where do you want to start? I mean, we can come back to you since you're eating.
I'm just chowing down on fruit. It's fine.
Okay.
We can start with Anchorman since that was like. Or wait, was Nice Guys the one that you were like, no, fuck Anchorman, go watch this?
Yeah, because I personally like the Nice Guys more than Anchorman.
Okay, Nice Guys was hilarious. Okay, like it was stupidly funny.
Yes.
You know, with was it Russell Crowe and
Ryan Gosling? Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Like when Russell Crowe like shows up and breaks his arm, and he's like, "Just tell the doctor you suffered a whatever." And he's like, "No." And it like screams like a girl. Like it was fucking hilarious. And then later he like finds him in the toilet. He's like, "Hey, yo, it's me. I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to talk, and he like can't get his pants up and whatever, and he's got the gun. Like, that was fucking hilarious.
What about when he found the body in front of the tree?
And he's like,
yes, all of it. He can't speak. He's like in shock. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing was just hilarious and awesome. Like the fight scenes and the explosions and the tape and everything. Like, the plot was really dumb.
Yeah.
But the movie itself was great. The one thing I want to know is like, was the mom like actually part of the problem, or was she like really looking out for her daughter and she was kind of trapped in this weird position between like the mafia and the, helping her daughter?
I don't know.
They didn't really, they sort of explained it, but sort of not. Like, apparently the companies got off, and they were like, you're going to jail to her, but not really.
Yeah, it's like she made it seem like I'm gonna be back. Like, this doesn't do anything. So I'm like, okay, so what was the point?
I always forget the. Go ahead.
No, you first. It's just a simple question.
I always forget the guy's name, but he looks a lot like
Henry
I can't
Cavill?
think of. Yeah, Henry Cavill. Like, he looks just like him, but it's not him, and it's like Matt something. And
Matt Bauer.
Yes, and I saw Johnny, I was like, oh, it's
John Boy.
It's and I couldn't think of Henry Cavill last time, and I was like, oh, it's fuck, what is his name? Yeah. I couldn't think of it at all.
That man has the craziest, like, he's an attractive man, right? Like, I don't know how you're blessed with such facial, like, a bone structure. Like, how, right? How do you, what deal British. Did he? Oh, is he?
Wait, Matt Bauer?
Matt Bauer.
Oh, I thought you meant Henry Cavill.
I know Henry is from the UK.
Bomer, Matt Bauer.
I'm sorry. Matt Bauer from 24 came up, sorry.
Jack Bauer.
Yeah. You said Bowman?
Bomer.
Oh, Bomer.
You had it. You just take the W and flip it over.
Gotcha.
Like the plot was really interesting. The party that he went to where he got drunk and found the body was obviously very awesome.
Yeah.
There's
like whores and stuff. Honey, I already told you don't say and stuff. Just say there's whores here.
Yeah. And then the one chick that's like trying to get Russell Crowe to come watch her porno with him.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you want to watch? Come just watch it with me.
That was funny. It's like, you can't watch this filth. She's like, how would you allow her to watch it? It's like, well, I'm in it. And he's like, oh. Oh man.
How'd you feel about what? Did you laugh very hard when John Boy threw the little girl out the window?
Yes. Yeah. I was like, oh shit. And then like the happenstance where he's just like driving away and what's her name comes up and he just is like, nice.
Shoots her, gone. Like, we're done. I'm like, oh, okay. Well.
Yeah. Man. The movie was great. Like, definitely would recommend Nice Guys to anybody who just wants like that's another one of those movies that like if you're riding cloud nine, it's probably way better, but it's just a great movie all around.
Yes, I'm with you on that. That's why when I thought you've already seen Nice Guys, so when we were talking about Anchorman last week, I'm like, go watch Anchorman. But if you didn't watch Nice Guys, prioritize that. That to me is way funnier than Anchorman.
Yeah,
I think it's better, but I also love Anchorman. You're gonna shit on Anchorman now.
It was not funny at all.
You didn't like any of it?
I didn't like okay. I liked the blooper reel.
The blooper reel.
That was it.
Because they're just laughing at everything.
I'm pretty sure that's one of those contagious laughter things where they're trying to like hold a straight face while they're insulting each other. But some of the insults they didn't use, I thought were funnier than the ones that they did. Like Steve Carell's character didn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
Brick Tamlin, you don't like Brick?
Like, I felt like he would have been I felt like he was a good character. I just don't feel like he was executed very well. Like, which is saying something, because like Steve Carell is really good with a lot of the stuff that he does, but he also has a tendency to have that, like, I don't know if it's just the way the characters are written or how he executes them or what. Like, because watching the first couple episodes of The Office, anytime he was on screen, I didn't want to watch it anymore.
Oh,
you know, because it was hard to watch him in season 1.
Okay.
And like everybody is like that. Or tells me that he's like it's pretty bad in season 1. You know, the execution, everything is just terrible.
And then they turn it around or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like I just thought the jokes were dumb. The plot was dumb. You know.
Did you laugh? I just need to ask if you at least smirked at the newscast battle royale shit they had.
That was the best part of the movie.
Okay, that's all we
like. Is Ben Stiller even Spanish at all?
Not at all. Not a lick of it. I don't think he has any.
Like, I was like, I'm sitting there watching, and I was like, he's coming out speaking Spanish and shit and leading the whatever the
Hispanic newscast.
Yeah, numero dos or whatever, and I'm just like, he's not Spanish, and like I was chuckling with that, and then when he's like, okay guys, let's go over the rules, no hitting the face or the hair, everybody's like,
yep, that checks out,
you know, and then the guy from Idiocracy, you know, getting his arm cut off,
Luke Wilson,
yeah, and then Rick Tamlin harpooning somebody like
javelin.
The best. Yeah, the grenade. Him just standing in the middle of it, yelling, holding a grenade.
Like that was definitely really funny. I enjoyed that part, but the rest of it was just, I don't know. I did not like it. Like I felt like it was just very lame. Very, and I understand that is like the point of the movie, is to be this like just over the top, ridiculously stupid, everything. But it was just really dumb to me. Like it wasn't
That's
one
fair.
of the, maybe it would have been better if I had been drunk or high. Like, I'm not.
At least smile at 2 scenes, and they're back to back. When the dog got punted by Jack Black.
Yes.
And then him trying to tell people what happened on the phone right after. Did you laugh at any of those?
I laughed at Jack Black. Because, like, when he gets hit with the burrito, I was like, that guy looks kind of familiar. And then it's Jack Black. And then he's like, well, this is happening. And then he just punched the fucking dog. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And like, you could clearly tell it was a stuffed animal. But it was one of those, like, holy shit. And then when he's like, it was funny when he's like, he punted the dog. Like, that was funny for, like, 12 seconds, and then it just was like, okay, can we move on, please? Like, let's keep this rolling. Come on.
Oh my god, I forgot they were back to back.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like fucking losing it, hitting the fucking phone booth. Oh my god.
I like a lot of terrible movies. I just couldn't, like, I stopped halfway through this one because I had to go do stuff.
Yeah.
And I ended up having to finish the other half of it.
A different day.
Today.
Oh, okay.
And I was doing something, and I happened to like load up my Plex server on my other computer, on my desktop, and it shows up at the bottom, and I was like, oh yeah.
You dreaded going back.
That.
Yeah. That's what I figured. I'm like, I know you're not gonna like Anchorman. After you said it, like you're not just really a fan of that type of comedy. I'm like, ooh, thank goodness you haven't watched Nice Guys. So you came with some bad and some good. Because gosh, I love Nice Guys.
It really wasn't any different than the other guys. Like, it's the same stupid shticks, and it just, they repeat a lot of the same stuff all over and over throughout the movie, and it's just. To me, it gets boring, Like, it wasn't funny when I heard it the first time. It's not going to be funny when I hear it the 12th time.
Jackal. Is it a jackal? Oh, my gosh. Nice. Alrighty, then. So you love Anchorman, hate New Guys. Got it. Or Nice Guys. I just fused the Nice Guys and New World.
I liked Nice Guys and hate Anchorman.
I know. For clarifications.
Have you seen A Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
Yes, we've spoken about it before. There was if that I'll be like, yo, Kelsey, get off this podcast right now and go watch Man from U.N.C.L.E.
No, so originally I saw like a quarter to half of it at Nick's place, and then we ended up leaving in the middle of the movie. And he's like, because he was like telling me for weeks, like, you need to watch this, And I was like, okay, like, when I get around to it, I'll watch it. And then we were over there for like a party or something, and I started watching it, and I was like, this is really good. And then we left, and then I totally forgot about it, and then finally like was back at his place and watched it again.
And then you just finished it.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man. It's good stuff. Alrighty then. I guess we'll come back for your new world. That way we don't just like splurge on your whole list here.
I mean, doesn't matter to me.
Okay, let's go. Oh, I can get WarioWare out the way. All right, WarioWare, new WarioWare game on the Switch. It's called Get It Together. There's a story in this one. Like Wario's developing his own game, and then a virus takes over the game code and sucks them into the video game. Within the video game, and you're basically saving all your friends, the development team, pretty much, which is all the different characters. The difference this time around is like, I guess you play as all of the characters, and each of the characters have their own different platforming button, like their own play style. So some can jump really high, some can dash forward, some they stay in place but they throw discs. Another one is constantly moving on the ground left and right, and you can stop them and attack upward. We have levitators that can only shoot downward, levitators that shoot to the sides, things like that. And you're asking, whoa, that's a lot of type of play styles. Well, you get to play as any of them during any of the mini games that come up randomly. If you don't know what WarioWare is basically the base game is, let's say you're at, I don't know, it's like a 10-stage game. You start the first little mini game, whether you complete it with 4 lives. So every time you complete something, you move on to the next level. If you don't, you keep moving on to the next level, but you lose life. If you can make it through the set of mini games that's randomly generated or randomly selected, you finish the level, whatever the case is. Each of those now are designed so that any of those characters can be picked and used. So you'll have one where it's like, oh, in less than a couple seconds, all of them is timed. So you have to figure out what the game is and do the thing. And there's variations sometimes of each of the mini games. Like there's one is like, oh, there's a wind coming, so you have to like put a leaf on a statue to cover his cock. So if you don't, you fail the mission. Another one's like a guy's flexing and like there's like a bunch of armpit hair and you have to like cut it all off in a certain amount of time. Depending on which character you use is easier than others. What's another one? There's like 2 flowers like swinging off a tree and you have to make them smooch each other. And a lot of it's physics based, which is where the hilarity ensues because trying to do like physics based stuff with with the characters that are selected for you is weird, depending on the character. And I don't like the mom one. I think that's by far the one I hate the most, which is the mom. I think it's like 2 volt or some shit. It doesn't matter. She's the one that she's sleeping the entire time, and you move her by moving her projection somewhere and then hitting A, and she teleports to the set area and she comes up. I cannot with that. If I get that, I just shake hands because I'm not winning that mini game. And that's it. It's a collection of a bunch of mini games. It's co-op now, so 2 players can play at the same time. So basically, right before each of the mini games that load up, you either get randomly selected from all the characters that you have unlocked, or you can go in there with a set team and you get a random like 3 or 5, depending on what difficulty you play on or what level or pack of levels. I don't know what to call them because they're mini games inside a level. So I guess collection level, yeah. So you can be like, oh, I'm picking 5 of the characters that are there. Pick the 5, and then they'll randomly give you one for the randomly selected minigame, and you sort it out. So as you finish a minigame, it's not like, oh, let's load the next game. Let's go back to lobby, like if it's Apex. It's literally back-to-back, like seconds. So it's like a party game where it's like, oh, I finished this one. You can hand it off to a friend and be like, oh, let's keep the train rolling, and they'll give you a random selected one.
Get to it speeds up.
Yeah, like after you like 5 or 6 of them, now you have less time to finish the mini game, and everything just starts speeding up, and you can. I think there's like an endless mode or like a hard difficulty mode where you can just see how far you can get doing it, and it's again party games, super fun. I enjoy a lot of the mini games that we played. My only downside is that character, the mom character, where you have to like teleport. It's just not fun to use. Every time I get that character in one of the mini games, I'm fucked. I don't know what I'm doing. It's moving her around is not. It's just not fun. But the rest of the characters I like. Go ahead.
So can I ask you 2 questions?
Yeah.
Game of the year?
Ooh, no. It's gonna be on the bracket fight because it was really fun. We like ran through the single player stuff, like the campaign stuff. But so baby.
I can open it.
Oh. I mean, she can vouch for it too while we're talking about it. WarioWare.
Hard, right?
Mic her up.
I listened to it.
Okay. She just needed to get the what's that, tomato sauce?
I think so, yeah.
She needs to get the tomate open. So, yeah, we ran through it. Super fun as hell. Like, I wanted to continue to play until we finished it because it was just all the mini games you find. You get different sets as you're unlocking them, going through each level. Like Wario's level. Brian, you played some of the characters like the cat level where you can shoot to the side. You start learning about how to use them, and then they'll introduce more and more mini games that way. So, and I think there's mini games I haven't even played yet because I haven't unlocked all of them. So. It's like a super fast-paced Mario Party, like it's without the board game, right? So it's like instead of roll for whatever, see what it's just quick, bam, 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 bite-sized little games that it's just super fun party game.
The board game is like super fun though.
Yeah, I would not recommend. I'm not saying it'll replace Mario Party. It's just another alternative, right? Like Mario Party is a little slower paced. There's methodic. Like I mean, you're playing a board game, so you're trying to think of how many spaces, how much coin to get. Like that's more in depth. Here, it's literally just what you need to worry about is what's in front of you. How do you finish this mini game? Cool, you did. Next,
how you quickly?
Yeah, you get through it. Your adaptability is tested. Like you need to scan the screen. What mini game is this? Oh, what do I need to do? Boom, next. It's very arcadey, very fun. I'm assuming with a bunch of people passing the controller, it'd be even crazier and hilarious.
I'll say this again, Nintendo. You have a Tetris Battle Royale? Give me a WarioWare Battle Royale. Sells itself.
Yeah, I think it would definitely fit. Like, just give everyone a random mini game, and then if they fail it, they're out, and then you keep going until there's only one left. Yeah, that's an easy way to do it.
And then it's easy to just keep adding mini games. It's 6 seconds of gameplay for each one.
Yeah, they can add packs. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be in the bracket. I don't know if for my personal list, I don't know if it's gonna make. Actually, it might be number 10 because I haven't played a lot of 2021 games yet. But this week, yeah, it might be gatekeeping. But this week we already got 2, maybe 3 games already coming out this week alone that I'm like, well, these are probably gonna make it, but we'll see. Anywho. That's WarioWare. I highly recommend it. It's super fun, especially for party settings. Excuse me. All right, Brian.
I was really hoping we were going to ask because I said, "Can I ask you 2 questions?"
I'm sorry.
I asked you Game of the Year, and I was waiting for you to be like, "What's the second question?" so that I could go, "That was the second question."
You broke my. Oh, that's really good. That's fucking good.
Yeah, he tried to set you up.
He set me up just now because I'm like, wait, what? Oh, okay. That's really good. That's
honest, I was a little disappointed it didn't play out and that I had to just say it, but it's still good.
It's because I think when you asked me, she walked in and
she walked in. Yeah, I know.
It threw me off.
I know. I have to laugh at myself though.
I don't know, but it was good. I don't want you getting off of this podcast going, man, you got it. Like it was lit.
You should have just ran the setup on the next topic until someone intubated them.
It probably would have worked the second time because I didn't have anything here. We could do a music minute if you like, Brian. We can knock out some things here.
I'm just here for the vibe. You feel me? You tell me to talk, I talk. You feel me? Fuck.
All right, and I don't know what that was, but we're gonna go with the Marias first. I've heard their single "Hush," and I like that track, and I had it in my 2021 so far. So,
hold on, I'm trying to organize this by order by 2021 playlist.
Okay.
Because I have my water bottle in my hand instead of putting it on the table next to me.
Yeah.
The type, I'm just gonna keep holding it.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, we have all the time in the world, right?
Alright, so I clicked. I'm on the album. I think I've heard of the band, the Marias, last year, the year before, maybe the year before that. There was one of their songs. Let me look at the song. Fuck. It recommended me. I found one of their songs called.
Bésame mucho.
Why isn't it showing my fucking light songs? There you go. Like called Over the Moon.
Okay.
And I was like, this is real. It's just laid back. You got some lo-fi kind of boom boom with like some bassy like lo-fi, easy listening. She has a nice voice.
I
was like, yeah, I fuck with it, right?
Okay.
I don't remember how I found out that this. I didn't put two and two together. I was like, I've seen that band before, and it's new. I think I saw it in the new releases for the week or whatever.
Okay.
So I clicked it, and then I listened to the whole album. It was 13 songs. And I feel like 13. I thought it was shorter than that.
I think some of them, most of them are like 2 minutes.
Cinema is the name of the album. 13 songs. The whole thing runs almost 40 minutes. Okay. 10 seconds short of 40 minutes. I hearted 3 of them, but that's not to say the album sucks. It's just those 3 stood out. The other one's like, this is cool.
I mean, they're it's like a very enjoyable listen. It's just not. It doesn't grab you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool sound, but it didn't have oomph. They were missing some oomph to get that heart.
Got it. Like right there, if you uploaded that to Spotify, Kelsey, insta-hearted. That's a lot of oomph. That's maximum oomph right there.
Your oomph per second?
Yeah.
Yeah. Their formula is basically let's put the softest, easy listening like singing voice over jazzy stuff, and then the plot twist. She's Hispanic. She speaks Spanish. Let's throw that in randomly, and I'm like, this works for me.
I don't know if that's a plot twist, Brian. The band is the Marias. Like a Maria is.
Marias, they weren't Hispanic.
But it's more commonly a Hispanic name or Latin name, right? Like it's not.
Did you get that from an album called Cinema?
The name of the group, Brian. That's not
the Marias. I just told you that I know a bunch of Marias that weren't Hispanic.
Okay.
Maria Hill.
She was Hispanic.
Nope.
Check her out.
Nope.
Her brother's name is Fabio.
Fabio Hill.
Fabio Hill.
Her mother's name is Diana.
Diana. Where are we going with? I don't know where we're going with this.
I was hoping you said the whole name, but you just let me down. Anthony's just letting us down left and right.
I'm really sleepy. I woke up in the middle of the night, so.
Oh, I'm sleepy.
Yeah, like I'm not you, Brian. Where you 2 hours is enough, and then your heart's like, "Can you please go to sleep?"
The songs I ended up liking were "Little by Little," "Un Millón," and then "Fog as a Bullet."
Damn, you didn't like Hush at all? That's wild.
I don't remember what it sounded like.
Was Little by Little a big one for you?
It was big by big, I would say.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's most I can say. Easy listening, like loungy. I guess that's the best way to explain it. It's like loungy jazz meets like just R&B-ish, and there's bilingual stuff in there.
So if you want to learn some Spanish, some people would recommend like Spanish-speaking software, but we can just give them this, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you like a song in a different language, you'll keep listening to it, and then you'll eventually learn some of the words.
I mean, yeah, I've seen some like English people like sing like American English, and I'm like, oh wait, they're British? That's wild. Like Adele.
That was a weird tie-in, but okay.
Right? I mean, that's just kind of the same thing. It's dialect, but y'all look like y'all lost. What's going on here? What?
That's crazy. I said the whole other language. You're like, yeah, because British people can sound American.
Because they can swap.
It's the same fucking language. It's a problem.
A different dialect, that's all.
Yeah, this guy's on a bean right now. I recommend it. I don't see anyone. If you hate feeling relaxed, that's the only person I would think wouldn't.
Oh, there's some people like that that don't like that.
About this. Yeah, I recommend it. I like the album.
Okay, I might give it a because I like the single, so I just have to finish listening to the rest of it. We'll see how that goes.
They have so their sound and then her speaking Spanish as well, and then lo-fi meets synthy dancehall drums.
Synthy dance hall?
And that's let me tell you what song it is. I think it's Un Millón. Let me see.
Okay.
Add the cue. Skip. Fast forward. Yeah.
He started dancing on beat, so okay. That's that might be on there.
Relaxing dance hall, I guess. Relax hall.
You coined it right here. It's recorded. It's gonna be on the internet. If anyone says it, they owe you money. A coin, if you will, maybe a Bitcoin, because they're worth a lot.
They don't owe me money. Just if you say it, just buy a copy of Skullgirls every time you say it.
All right. So on that note, we can transition to the next thing. The album I did listen to because I don't know how this. I don't know if it came. I don't know how this fucking song came to my desk, my work desk, right? Like but someone dropped it off, and I'm like, okay, I'll give this a listen. It's a LILHUDDY. It's the first thing I saw, and I'm like, should I listen to this? I don't know if I just when you read it, it says LILHUDDY, and I'm like, at first I thought it was gonna be Huddy. Okay.
I don't know how it's pronounced. I never heard it. I just thought that's what it was.
Actually, you're right. Looking at it, I'm an idiot. I can't read. All right. All I can do is tippy tappy on the computer until I hit execute. Right. What was I going with this? I thought it was gonna be like another like a young rapper coming up, blown out. I'm like, what? Oh, this is like teen angst emo music, and I'm like, oh, it's not bad. So yeah, it's just like how we started this year with Olivia Rodrigo's fucking teeny rock vibe. This kid has that same energy, and he does a really good job. I think I liked a bunch of the songs on this project, album, whatever you want to call it. But again, it's like very back when we were like high school, middle school, emo. Like it reminded me of those songs, like the Fall Out Boys and Green Day. That's the other one. Jesus. Yellow Card. All of that. This fits like right in. And I didn't know it was like a teenage. I think this kid is a teenager too. So you good, Brian? You fighting mosquitoes?
All right. I saw an ant crawl up my hand.
You just killed Pim. Anyway,
I didn't pay rent.
No, those are facts right there. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know if your thoughts on this, Brian, but I thought like the whole album, listen through, it's very cohesive, The theme is consistent throughout the entire thing. It's very high. There's like one or two slow songs. I think it was like track 2 or something that was like a more sadder song, but it was like there wasn't like huge rock in it. Like what was it called? America's Sweetheart. Was it pretty cool? Like different change of pace. Like it started off with a lot of high energy with the title song, I think, as the first track. Then it slowed down, and then it was just awesome, just rock instrumentals throughout these are a lot of these songs I would like to play in a rock band. Like it sounded like a good fun time. Like it's high energy. The guy does some pretty like loud notes, high notes in some tracks. A lot of yelling, some stuff. There's some. I don't think there was any rapping now that I think about it, but I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it. That was something I was listening to while working, and I'm like, this thing slaps. I don't know. Good. I don't know what else to.
The single before the album came out, the 21st Century Vampire.
Oh, you've heard this guy before?
Yeah, just like maybe a week prior.
Oh, okay.
I was like, this song's ass, and I moved on. I forgot who his person was. Then you're like, oh, yo, and I was like, oh, okay, this is on here. See, I like most of it.
Okay, so that was you just didn't like 21st Century.
Just not that. 11 songs. I hearted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's about it. It just sounds like 2021 punk rock.
Yeah. Punk rock. Thank you. That's the genre. I don't know if it was I don't know what genre it was. If it's regular rock, teenage emo thing. I don't know if emo rock's even a real genre or what. It's punk. That's right.
I mean, genres aren't even real. They're just labels for music, man.
Oh shit! Pass that dank stuff, bro. Like through to your right. Pass it. Thanks. Thanks, bro. We good. Actually, I don't know how well that looked on Kelsey's stream because I don't know if we're right next to each other or not.
There's a huge gap.
Yeah, but that's fine. I put mine my thing off screen, so it looks like we were behind the borders. I think. I don't know. Are we positioned Brian on the right hand side and I'm on the left?
Yeah.
Okay, then
it
yeah.
depends on because I think the Discord flips the image, and so do it one more time. I'll let you know.
Yeah, we did this.
Yeah. Oh no, Anthony's fucked.
Yeah, no, you're heading off. You're heading off to the left-hand side of the screen.
So I need to do this.
Coming to the center. Yeah. Now, Brian, you have to go the other direction.
And I was trying to hang it off screen. Okay.
Yeah. So
if you guys are trying to meet in the middle, then yeah,
it'd be this way.
There you go.
On mine is reversed. Like on mine, I'd be on this side. Why is mine flipped? That's so weird. Anywho, that's cool. Oh yeah, do we recommend the fucking? Yeah, I definitely recommend it if you're into the punk rock stuff. It sounded cool, and the writing was like on theme. Like everything sounded like what it's supposed to sound like. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but
it hits what they're going for. If that's what they wanted to sound like, then
yeah,
they nailed it.
I'm right there with you there. Do you recommend it, Brian, or do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's 30 minutes for 11 songs. If you want to sad mosh by yourself, while you're quarantining or whatever, you can go for it, dude.
Sad mosh?
I recommend it.
Do you think any track on here holds a candle to... Not hold a candle. After listening to this, do you think Olivia and him can do a track together?
Probably.
To me, it sounded like a boy version of what we heard in Sour, right? In some tracks.
I wouldn't compare it to...
No?
I don't know. I think she can do it, but I don't think any of it sounded like not brutal. Good for you, maybe. Parts are good for you, maybe.
The Paramore part, where it's almost like exact instrumental.
I think Travis, I didn't even realize until now Travis Barker was on one of the songs,
which is a really good song. I think that's track 3.
I didn't heart that one. 5.
It's 5. Then I'm out here just spacing today.
I mean, if Avril Lavigne still wants to make music, I could see them doing music together. Olivia Rodrigo could do it. I just don't. I wouldn't be like, yo, dream match. But
right.
They could do something.
It's not Lana and Abel. I know.
Yeah.
Anywho, that's it. Recommend it. We can quickly knock that thing out. Randall, you're up, buddy. Wait, Brian, did you have a third music thing on here?
Mm-hmm.
You did. I'm sorry. DC in the loop.
Clearly, you're not in the loop.
I'm not today. Today's an off day to me. I don't know why.
Just slap me some skin, Kelsey. You're down. Hold on. You have to do this.
I think it's
quality content we're watching here.
Feel bad for the people that are only listening to the podcast.
It's fine. They understand. They understand the gold that they're missing. They go home and watch it. They hear it and be like, I gotta go see what they're doing, and then they go watch it anyway.
They hear it, but since they don't see it in their head, it worked out fine.
Those are facts, yeah. So even if there's visual glitches, they fix it in their head. And that's why some people prefer reading stories instead of watching it on the screen.
Yeah.
So, DC and Brian, the whole Washington, D.C. made an album.
Yeah, the entire comic book company made an album.
The shoe brand made an entire fucking album.
Dolce, and that's DG, right? Dolce Gabbana.
That's G, Brian. That's not.
It's a good game, dude.
Damn it, dude. Come on. We had a good thing going.
It's a Denver City.
Yeah, you could have. Yes, you did. You could have.
No, you live and you learn, kids.
Yeah, this is how we grow. We try things, we fail, but we learn from our mistakes.
Do we though?
So
some of us do.
One of the songs showed up on my weekly Discover Music. As everyone who listens knows, I have heavy bias towards European accents.
Yeah.
And some culture stuff.
Okay.
The first song I heard that popped up was Bobby and Rowdy, featuring Nux. Right, the way the song starts.
What you just said to me, you don't have to tell me. That's like an instant like for you. The guy's featured. His name is Nux.
Yeah, like imagine like the New York Knicks.
Knuckles.
But with it, Knuckles and the Knicks, I guess combined.
Let's show a buck of Nux.
It starts with piano. I'm like, I wonder what this is. Sounds like it's gonna be. It sounds like Don Tolliver. Like he'll do ping ping, and he'll be like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
And then immediate fucking London accent.
Like this could have been on the Watch Dogs. Like
he's a rapper, so I don't know. So immediate like frame one, I electricked the heart button when I heard this originally.
Oh right? Dang! So there might be some broken components there.
And then I was like, oh, new album releases. Let me see. I see DC in the loop. I'm like, why does that look familiar? I click the album. I see Bobby and Rowdy on this. I'm like, 23 minutes?
Easy.
Easy 23 minutes, right?
Yeah.
10 songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half the album hearted. The rest of it, again, I don't remember there being anything I was like, shut the hell up.
Right.
It wasn't anything like
it that. Wasn't Way Too Sexy.
Yeah, it wasn't that whole album minus Yeba's Heartbreak. Yeah, UK rap. There's a song on here. He does like a drum and bass beat.
Okay.
And then he's UK rapping on it. I don't remember which one that is. Hold on.
So that's like rapid fire spitting. Then he's probably going real quick.
No, he's not going quick.
Oh,
is it this one?
What? That's gonna sound weird then, right? I guess not since you're just rapping on key.
The rest of it is like what you would assume the UK drill rap instrumental would be.
Okay.
So you know how Pop Smoke's instrumentals?
Yeah.
That sound he has is essentially what the UK has been doing for years.
Okay.
And so think that
London.
Man got fruit, my crew on top of that. And then that's a good portion of the album. I like it.
I mean, it sounded like it hit all the check boxes that you like. Like one of these songs might be in Watch Dogs Legion already.
I wouldn't be surprised. Me and my mates, when we were at the flat after uni, we listen to this.
Fuck, bro, let's go. Alan Richardson, the chat's glad that he's here for this part. I mean, this is when Brian gets hyped because him and his
Nella knows the UK bias.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're giving it a recommendation regardless.
I love it, especially if you're like, I only have time for one song that's 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah,
I would say you should listen to Bobby and Rowdy.
And that's a highlight? Like if you had to pick one?
If I had to pick one, that song just does stuff to me. I don't know what it is.
Okay, fair. When my crew comes for you, you fruit. My crew comes for you, you fruit.
Sometimes we're in the same Discord. We're playing Destiny. When I go autopilot, sometimes I just spit UK bars. That's
because you're in character. That's all. I mean, that's normal. I understand that. As prestigious actors, we get this, right? Kelsey knows. Randall knows.
You feel me? I liked Receipts, which is the first song. Neighborhood, Bobby and Rowdy, and it's Pero, and in parentheses Noia.
Okay.
And then Tears, Sweat, and Blood were the ones I liked.
Oh, just a side note, Brian. There's kids watching. We can't throw gang signs up. Just letting you know.
Why not?
Because then they'll go into the gang, right?
Not with that attitude.
Just censor it.
Oh, okay.
Or just every time I move my hand, put one of the sounds of the hands moving in Naruto when they do hand gestures. So you just do, and then the last one I do is go, and then they'll think, oh, he watches Naruto.
I've always wondered if they can hear that, or it's just movie match. Like it's just for us to know that they completed the casting, right?
I would like to think so. I saw a meme today.
Kelsey's fucking losing it, so I mean, we're not gonna sit here and just let him laugh for no fucking reason, right? Like, what are we doing?
I gotta whatever you're done with yours. I have a hilarious side story.
Okay, that's fair.
Talking to Adam about it.
Oh, okay. Brian, I mean, if you got anything else,
it's his thing. He's telling me about it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I recommend just 23 minutes, 10 songs. I would listen to it.
That's an easy sell. Like you're gonna get with my crew like for 20 something minutes. Why not?
Yeah, a good amount of it.
And if the instrumentals slap, why not? Okay, cool.
That's out of the three. I might enjoy this one the most, even though I don't know if I enjoyed this one. If I had to order them, right? Gun to my pepperoni, right?
Yeah.
It'd probably have to be this first. The LILHUDDY, and then the Marias. But they're all winners in my book.
I've been saying hoodie. Now that I look at it and you say hoodie, I'm like, what have I been doing? Anywho, doing it wrong. Who's been doing it right over there with Adam, Kelsey?
I don't know if it's right. So I told you guys about how they had like a ton of problems at their old apartment, right?
With the internet and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and then the manager being just like a total, cocksock and everything.
I gotta say that's a new one. I've never heard someone call someone a cocksock. So thank you for that.
It's from the creators of Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
I hope not. Hasbro's quite, go ahead.
So they moved into this. I'm gonna try and keep all of this straight. So they moved into this new place, and they love I think it's like a condo. I think.
Okay. Congrats.
And they have met their neighbors, and there's this couple that lives upstairs, and they're like in their 50s, and they're swingers.
Yeah, they are.
And they've been trying to sleep with Kate, his girlfriend, for a while now.
Okay.
And every time she's just like, no. Okay. And like the dude would come home with different chicks, and she'd come home with different guys, and just all this stuff. Well, They found out. Hang on. Just found out that her and her husband now sleep in separate beds, and she has started an OnlyFans. I found her OnlyFans.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, why were you looking? And he says, the neighborhood was talking about how she started it, and we were wondering if we could find it. Took me about 12 seconds. The whole neighborhood is talking about pitching in to pay that hefty $11 subscription fee just to see what kind of content she's putting up there. Have a block viewing party.
That would be really good. Well, Brian, it might just be a solo thing, so.
Or not.
I'm just letting you know. Hey.
Don't pigeonhole her, all right?
I'm not. I don't want you to get your expectations too high, because you might not get real cock there.
I'm not watching.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
So, the Lord's OnlyFans.
Yeah. So he's told me a bunch of different stories. I just don't remember them, but it's just really funny to hear about them like trying to sleep with him and her and everything else that's going on.
Hey, God bless him. She's probably gonna get racks of cash now, my guy. So,
like her racks are gonna get cash.
Oh, that's pretty good. Wouldn't it? But it's not multi. It's just rack, right? Like you wouldn't do you wouldn't do plural.
You have a nice rack, yeah. It's just a rack.
Maybe she has 4 breasts.
It would still be one, right? One rack of breasts.
I would think it's a pair.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take it down. Shoot. Anyway, where do we go from here? I got 2 like juicy ones, right? Like, oof. Janiana recommended watching this show called Midnight Mass. Shout out to Hamish. I forgot his last name, but I like that actor a lot.
Hamish?
Yeah, I forgot his last name. But if you click on the link, you can see what he looks like. Anyway.
Oh, Linklater?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
He was related in the sitcom that Elaine had, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, right? They were in a sitcom together, and that was her brother. Wanda Sykes was their neighbor.
Oh, no, Veep, I guess not. Veep is the political one. No, I mean, he's great. I usually like the stuff he's
in that show. So Julia Louis-Dreyfus' husband in the show, or ex-husband, was what's the name of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent that gets harpooned in the chest by Loki?
Oh my god!
Talking about
in the first Avengers, Coulson.
Coulson, yeah.
Agent
that
Coulson,
was her ex-husband in the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I've seen you watch a clips of that, or I've seen a clip of it somewhere, and you told me about it.
I don't even think I liked the show. I don't really know why I watched it.
If I had to guess randomly, and I think Kelsey can guess, so you were probably grounded, right? Like you were just fucking watching some bullshit because you wanted to just end your life, right? Like
it's such a kid.
And all you had was whatever was on live TV. So like you were just like, fuck it.
You caught up on my Grey's Anatomy.
You caught up on literally everything that was on Comedy Central.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's most likely what happened. Anything on Cartoon Network as well. Where are we at? Oh, Midnight Mass. Okay. I don't even know how to begin. This is one of those like mysteries shows that they kind of give away the mystery right away in like the first few episodes. Anywho, show opens up with a car accident of a man crashes into an oncoming car because he was super drunk. The person he crashes dies. It's a girl. He serves time, and then he is released after I don't know how many years it was. Maybe 10, 15 years. I don't remember what it was. he's released, and then he moves back to his mom's place, which is, oh fuck, I don't remember what it's called. It's a small like island. Like they take a ferry to get there and go back to the mainland. It's a small little island with like not many people living on it. Anywho, and it's a very predominantly religious group. So I mean, they're all Christians and they're devoted, etc., etc. Upon arriving, we start meeting the characters, and then they start like, having mass with a new priest because the priest that was there before was sick, or like caught an illness, whatever, in the mainland. So he's recuperating. So now they have like a substitute teacher. I don't know, not a substitute teacher. I don't know what the term is, like a stand-in priest. I don't know if there's like a terminology for it. Anywho, over time, priest. Yeah, sure. And then over time, weird shit starts to happen around town. Again, I'm trying to keep this as vague as possible on purpose because I guess I can just go into shit starts happening, weird shit starts happening, they slowly start unveiling it, and that's what I'm going to lead into the positives of this. The pacing of unveiling is not dragged on, so you start learning what's you can start piecing together, leave clues on things you can piece together on what's happening, and you're like, oh, okay, at a very personally great rate. So it's not like you're in episode 7 and you still don't know what the fuck's happening. By episode 7, you're waiting for the climax because you're like, oh shit, like you know what's happening. You're just waiting for this to all burn down. So it's like really well paced. The acting, holy shit. Everyone has monologues in this. Like whoever, like I guess directed this or wrote this was a theater major before or something, and they were like, everyone has a lot of dialogue. Performed fantastically. Hamish did great. There's a character called Bev in this show that I don't understand if it's even a possibility for anyone to not want to punch her in the mouth. Right? Like
because of her character?
Yeah, because of her character and her performance as that character. Like there's no way you're gonna walk out and be like, I like that character. I challenge the rest of you to go and watch it. It's like 7 episodes. An hour each, I think. And see if you come out going, Bev, that's top tier character.
Don't punch Bev challenge.
Yeah, go and try. There's no way. By the end of it, I'm like, yo, if I see this on site, it's almost Nate levels. Okay?
I wanted to talk to you guys about that after the podcast.
Because, after the latest Ted Lasso, it's literally on site with him. Anyway, but we're talking about this. So, yeah. Cinematography is great. It has to do. I guess the only word of advice of caution is a heavily religious show. It challenges religion. It like in a multitude of ways. It explores death, what the afterlife, things like that, and through conversations. There's a lot of blood in this because there's people dying.
Sweat and tears.
Yeah, there's both. There's all of that is here. It's one of those shows where like no one's safe, which I loved because I hate the plot armor shit. So I try not to get attached because there's people that will go not alive anymore. And I don't know, I thought it was a great fucking ride. A very nice ending. They kind of close the loop, so I don't think there's going to be another one. So I'm glad on that. It's like a nice little mini series, 7 episodes. Go check it out. Oh, the music was pretty good too.
What were your
soundtracks?
You said pros, but you didn't say downsides.
Oh, cons. There is like one episode where the pacing slows down and it became a crawl. I think it's episode 3, where it's like, damn, I was getting excited because of how quickly things were developing, and then 3 kind of slowed down a bit. And then my cons is there's small instances of, okay, like they didn't make a smart decision. And then my last con would spoil it. So I can't really. Yeah, I thought about if there's a way I can say it on here without kind of giving it away. But I mean, you guys will figure out what the fuck is happening after like the 2nd episode. And then you can be like, okay, this is interesting. Huh? Yeah, because everything ends. There's no like, okay. There's no a lot of it made sense in their world. Like the rules they set, not a lot of it, they didn't like go super weird anime where like they set a set rules, and then the last like 2 episodes he has god powers and now he can do whatever the hell he wants. Like there's nothing like that. Like it seemed like everything stayed within their rule set for the most part, and I thought it was pretty cool. Definitely worth your watch, especially I think it's 7 episodes. I had to double check. Definitely worth your time. I think this one and what is the other one? Squid Game that's taking the world by. I don't know if people are watching.
Nick was talking about Squid Game, and I think a couple of other people were that it's really good. And I've seen a whole bunch of posts today that it was like, "Dear American, whatever, we do not need an Americanized version of this. It is perfect the way it is."
And what they heard was, "We'll make 7 of them."
The way it was described to me, I guess the premise and like in short is Battle Royale. WarioWare, where the games are kids' games.
Oh, okay.
But with gruesome consequences if you were to lose.
I saw the trailer, and that checks out.
I didn't see the trailer. I just kept saying Squid Game on my feeds and everything, and then I think I asked someone, I was like, "What the hell is Squid Game?" And I was told.
I guess I just brought the Squid Game up is for the people who have Netflix subscriptions. There's once you're finished with Squid Game, there's still you can watch Midnight Mass if you're up for another like back-to-back. Cool series. I haven't seen Squid Game, so I can't really recommend it, but I can definitely recommend Midnight Mass. And that's Midnight Mass. I definitely recommend it. I had a great time watching it. Speaking of blood, I guess, Brian, you pulled the sticks out this week.
Yeah.
Tell me about Melty Blood.
So Melty Blood, I've never played any of the Melty Bloods before. They
Oh, it's an established franchise? Like it's not a new
established franchise, yeah, that's been around for years. Back in back in arcade era of fighting games.
Oh.
I've never played them. I know of them by name and by memes. And by memes, the meme is the Melty Blood community will play this game no matter where you are. If you like you want to play this, they'll play it. And the meme is if you go into like a tournament bathroom, you're most likely gonna find a Melty Blood setup.
Jeez. Okay.
So, like, anywhere that's like essentially the meme.
Is it one of those because it's just so damn good, or is it one of those things they want to keep it alive?
It's good, and it like because it's like an anime fighter.
Okay.
The community's niche.
Okay.
I mean, it's doing well now because the whole rollback movement, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way it was described to me. I've never played them. I've seen bits of them. They're very similar to the Under Night series, which I've played the most recent one, and I love that game. The only downside is netcode's ass.
Right.
But that game felt fucking amazing. I think it's the same people. French Bread's the name of the devs.
French Bread? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a different type of name.
Want some French bread?
So I was like, oh, this game looks interesting. I've never played any of them. This has rollbacks and a good netcode. I want to support it.
Okay.
And now but let me wait a bit. Because $60 for a game. Let me wait.
Yeah.
Games released. I check Steam. Just let me see the reviews. Oh, it's $50. Also positive. Well, if they're saving me $10, I guess I have to.
Yeah, they're twisting your arm here.
So then I bought a day of.
Nice. Okay, so before you continue, $50 feature set. What we got? Campaign, arcade mode, training. What we got? Online, obviously.
The very old way they did story, so character arcade, bunch of art that you unlock, titles and things, training mode, lobbies for online, ranked for online.
Okay.
Offline versus obviously.
Locals. Do you have a tournament mode?
Not that I saw.
Okay.
Tutorial. The tutorial. That's pretty. I mean, it's a lot of basic stuff, but then they also explain. This game has a lot of systems.
Okay.
Or mechanics, I should say. Then there's extensive character-specific, like trials, combo trials.
Okay.
Compared to, I don't know about the older Melty Bloods, I never played them. Compared to Under Night, they're easy. But to someone who's never played these kind of anime games.
Okay, anime. Is it?
Then you're like, okay.
You said easy? You know what I'm going to compare it to?
What?
Put the money where? On the table.
I didn't say simple. I said easy to do.
Okay, just I'm letting you know. If it's one button, I'm trying this, right? Like
But that's also an asterisk. I've literally, since the game came out, which was last Thursday, I've only played one character. Minus the tutorial that makes you play a certain character, and all you do is, hey, forward back that 2 characters, because then they go to what command grabs are part of the tutorial.
And you
play
gotta
the character
pick
with command grab. I've only played 1 character. I'll get back to that, I guess. But yeah, game tutorial, training mode, character specific, combos.
Okay.
There's a whole archive gallery section. You can listen to music or look at characters' art that you earn, or listen to voice lines, things like that. I think that's every mode that's currently in it. So essentially, what you would normally get from a non-NRS game. So there's story within the arcade, but it's not a whole cinematic experience.
Right. That's what I was asking. I need to know what I'm paying for here, right? I guess anyone needs to know what they're paying for.
Gameplay, again, it's an anime fighter. It's air dashing. It's a 4-button fighting game, which is light, medium, heavy, shield button. Not to block, not hold back to block. This works like a parry on a button. The whole mechanic is you press this button, you pull out a shield, right? If you want to do for crouching attacks, you crouch, and you can do it in the air. You can hold it to just keep it out. If you were to slap me or throw a projectile, boom, parry. You get some meter on one of those sub meters, and now you have multiple options to do afterwards, which is where this game becomes rock paper scissors in a very entertaining way. So you run up to me with a boom, you slap me, parry. I can either say no thank you, counter hit. I can teleport behind you.
What the hell?
Or I can do an invincible attack. The person that hit me, they got parried, can cancel what they did into a parry. So if you're like, I'm going to counter hit, they're like, I'm going to parry. Now it's their turn. You have to do...
What the fuck? So you can have a string of just back to back.
It can become, I've played people, it can become an anime fight.
Okay. Where you're just swinging at each other and
you can even
at high speeds.
If I know you're going to parry me, so boom, you hit me, I parry.
Yeah.
And you know how I said those options are all attacks?
Yeah.
If I think you're gonna try to parry so you can do that, I can just not press a button, and then I grab you.
I was gonna say it sounds like you can punish that with a grab.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's great for I guess that solves the grappler issue. Like if you're going up against a zoner, you can teleport to the zoner, right? And then
so if you block a projectile and you press the teleport one, you can appear behind me.
But do you have to attack right away, or can you just block to close the gap?
The teleport is the attack. I don't know. There's another mechanic that uses that meter you fill up. It's kind of like Roman cancel for Guilty Gear, where you just spend meter and be like, nah, I stopped doing what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember if you can cancel the rock paper scissors part with that.
Gotcha. I'm like that helps, because if you're like Peacock versus fucking what is it, Beowulf, and you need to close the gap, that's a great way to close it.
Yeah, that lets you close. Yeah, that lets you get in there.
That's
you
cool.
Can super jump over things. You can. So usually in fighting games, let's say you have a double jump.
Yeah.
You jump once and you choose between second jump or dash attack, like air dash. In this game, they said why not both? So you can double jump into dash. You can jump once, dash, and then jump again. You can super jump into a dash. You can super jump into another jump, I think.
Can you directionally jump? Can I jump, dash forward, fake it by jumping backwards?
Yeah, so the only thing you don't direct, super jumps will always make you jump forward.
Okay.
But regular jumps you can do either way, and you can dash forward or back.
Okay.
You can also drift yourself. So if you jump and you hold left while you're in the air, you'll do this. As opposed to some games where, like Street Fighter, if you jump and you hold left, it doesn't matter. If you jump forward, you're jumping forward that way.
That's interesting.
There's so many mechanics. There's some people have certain attacks that they have different properties if you hold the button. So let's say I do a heavy attack. Okay, so the character I play, whose name is Vlov, VLOV, is the new character to the series. I don't know. He's a vampire, so maybe. I think his last name's like Archangel or something like Archangel.
Okay.
Tall ass dude.
Yeah.
You know how Alucard to me from Castlevania, Drip Master. he found his rival. This man has.
He's got
another thing. You can customize colors for your character. It's limited, but you can essentially make your own costume.
Like color, like a color palette. And you have like a primary, secondary, and okay, I like that more than hey, here's a new skin. All you did was change colors. I could have done that, right?
It's very limited the way they did it, but it's better than nothing, I'd say. But you can mix him. I made a Alucard color for him, obviously. I made a Dio color for him from part 1 when he had like the
gold and black.
Why not part 2?
The blue, the white, and the red. Because part 2, I couldn't make that with what he has on.
To come clean here, Brian. You just get,
And then the other one was just I made my own drip, put the colors together, the vibes. But character visually, drip god, right? He's voiced by the guy who voices Overhaul in My Hero, the Japanese version.
Oh, okay.
This game is Japanese only.
There's no English voiceover? Okay.
No.
I mean, you have to pay extra for another set of voiceovers, so that's understandable.
And they have a guest character in the game. Saber from the Fate series is playable.
Oh, okay.
But back to him. 9 foot, really tall fucking vampire dude with Overhaul's voice who literally sounds like he does not give a shit if you kill him or not. His voice is like that, like my voice. He sounds like me.
Okay, so it's probably you. Did you voice him? You Overhaul?
NDA. I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Zoner. Already, right? Big fucking normals. This game has a thing where normally it's 2 rounds. Win 2 rounds, you win the game, right?
Right.
When your opponent has 1 round left, the person who lost can get a character buff. Like they're like, nah, fuck that.
Okay.
This character normally fire moves, right? There's a big ass projectile. It's a hand. He stomps the ground. It's fire. When he loses, ice powers. You know how I feel about ice.
Yeah, Iceman.
So I'm zoning. I got some ice. I'm a big body. Drip god. I've yet to play another character.
Oh shit! I was gonna ask you if there's a boxer or grapplers that are accessible and don't have weird inputs.
It's the guy with the command grab, but it's like from what I've seen a friend of mine play as them, it's like if they gave Ken a command grab. Like I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you with hands. And I have a command grab to say I'm a grappler.
Gotcha.
Boxer, no.
So I can't Makanouchi anybody there?
I'm trying to think if anyone there's people who just like use hands and then they have weapons like for special attacks, but there's no specific.
Yeah, the only weapon.
Who's gonna do the Henry Cavill scene though?
This is the only weapons I need. Right, that's the character I need.
No one does that.
I'm trying to hit him so hard they're gonna be like, man, I need to go sit down. Right, like they changed like have you guys seen Baki, the old white man who gets knocked out so hard he just says candy? Like that's.
Did you see what the new season came out for Baki?
Yeah, we're starting it, and we're 4 episodes in, and I'm like, okay, I'd like to get this thing started now. There's only 10 episodes or 12 episodes, and it's just been it's been treated like you're watching this series for the first time. So they're introducing characters in a way like, fam, I know all this already. So so far it's been a lot of like wasting of my time. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, multiplayer, it's fun right now. I really like their shield mechanic. I think it's a better way for people to get in as opposed to what Dragon Ball did, which was, I spend 2 bars, I'm just behind you. Or super dash, autocorrect, whatever your luck is, that's how this move will work. This is kind of like, hey, you have to block this correctly. And it's not like something that, if I put you in a block string, if there's no gaps, you can't just be like, haha. There has to be a gap for you to do it.
Okay.
And then if you guess wrong, so like if you do a standing parry and I sweep the fucking leg, you're gonna take some damage.
Okay, so it's not like the other ones where it's like if you're just standing blocking, you're not gonna. There's overheads too.
The standing one does overhead, yeah. So jump ins and overheads.
So there's no special one for like. Okay.
But yeah, what I was saying, there's some moves like I have a move with Vlad where he does like an overhead swipe. It's not an overhead normally. If I charge the move, it becomes an overhead.
Okay.
And things like that. There's different properties you hold the move with certain characters. Combos aren't like you think anime fighter. You think 9-hour combo if I get hit once.
Right.
This game's not like that.
So is it like with Street Fighter 5, or it's like a couple hits, or is it like in between somewhere?
So combo structure is like Marvel games where things string into each other instead of links. Like Street Fighter, crouching medium, crouching like that. This is links, and every character can reverse beat. So in Marvel, a lot of characters, if you start with light, or if you start with medium, you can't be like medium to light and then heavy. In this game, you can't use the same attack in the string multiple times, but if I just happen to throw a heavy first, I can be like, now I want to do the light button, then I want to do the medium. Then I want to do crouching medium, I'm going to do crouching heavy. You're allowed to go backwards.
Oh, okay.
The button string.
So it's like...
just like Under Night.
Well, I was going to say getting closer to turbo mode in Smash Bros, where you can just literally do anything. But obviously it's not the same...
Yeah, it's not
that quick, but I know what you mean. Like, you don't have to worry about, this link with this. Or
this. I hit heavy. Damn, I can't go back.
Yeah.
No, you can.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, it's more freedom. I like that.
Yeah, the combos are shorter. It's not 9. You get hit once, and then you watch the entire Bleach season. You're allowed to play. This game lets you play, and it seems like all the depth comes from the game's mechanics. There's a lot that I didn't explain, but if I were to explain it,
it'd be an entire episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dedicated to how deep it is.
Played as my first multi-blood game, I'm enjoying it a lot. It could be because I love the character. It could just because it's something new. Time will tell, but right now I'm really enjoying it.
Do you think the character? Oh, that's a good question.
Overall, no, it will be spoken of.
Yeah.
The better question is fighting game of the year. That I don't know yet.
Well, let's wait until
it has to compete with Guilty Gear.
Yeah. That's huge. So.
Now the game of the year is going to be the new Street Fighter Super Toyota Expo Edition.
If Capcom releases a Street Fighter this year, this late, without announcing it 7 years before, that's going to be wild. They're just going to
re-release the original one that he bought, but they're going to remove Sagat.
Oh, because they got to redo it again. They're like, we messed him up in 5. Let's let's buff him up once. Like now his fireball goes faster, and now we'll release him.
I saw a stat recently that how Skyrim is on everything, even like your thoughts. You can just play while sleeping.
Yeah, it's on my headphones as we speak right now.
The most released game is Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo of all time.
That makes sense. I mean, I
think it's been released 32 times. I think that's the stat I saw.
So yeah, that game itself, across all platforms, I can see that. Because arcade sales, then what? Super Nintendo, then was it on Genesis as well?
I don't remember.
And then ported over to, holy shit, how many times? Go ahead.
Yeah, but Multi-Blood, I enjoy it. It's always hard to say if I recommend fighting games because they're already niche as it is, and then it's an anime fighter. If you're open to fighting games, like let's say you're not pro level, but it's just like a hobby of yours, I would say try it out. It's a playable anime.
Okay. And my chat,
there's not really much on it if you're into fighting games that I would be like, nah. But I think if you like fighting games, you should give it a shot.
We'll see. When they add a boxer, then I'll contemplate downloading it because I have a download drive.
There's no season pass announced either, so maybe they respect this.
How many characters?
The game out. 16.
Okay, that's not bad.
They all play differently. So they all play differently, and there's a character that's in there twice. Her name's I think it's pronounced Arsuid.
Okay.
There's a regular base her, and then one called Red Arsuid. Now, for plot reasons and move kit, aside, that they're drastically different. They're the same person.
Okay.
Drastically different playstyles. One is that has Rekka's and is Wolverine, and then her Red Arsuid, which is her, I think, going full vampire. The story's anime too. She's a zoner now.
Oh, so that might be your follow-up, your backup.
And I have to try her too, yeah. Her and then some girl that she's a warrior nun monk thing, and she can zone as well, and she can throw knives by throwing knives, but then she has Black Panther cling to the wall, jump at you bullshit.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of her
Vega
makes me think of Android 18 from Dragon Ball. So I don't know why I see her. I'm I think I'm aroused. I don't know.
Just try her. It was not gonna hurt. You own it.
I keep saying I'm gonna try somebody new, and then I just see the same character. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Which is the one thing it has over Guilty Gear Strive. the game's fun gameplay wise. I mean, they need to rework how throws work, but the game's really fun. But I haven't found a character that I'm like, this isn't me. I'm done looking.
Oh, okay.
With this, the first character I tried, I'm done.
Damn. You don't know.
When I saw the announcement, I was like, I'm in.
You should.
I played him.
I think you should random a bit and see what you get.
We'll see. I'm not ready to yet, apparently.
Okay.
This game has a little shit that's like GT Goku. I hate her.
So they have their own GT Goku. That's unfortunate. Already off rip.
It's that archetype of, hey, I'm a little shit.
Yeah.
It's hard to hit, but I lunge for it every move. And her fighting style is the same one that Yoon has. That type of martial arts.
Oh, so he goes forward with the pawn with the.
Yeah.
This.
It's not fun.
You mean your character doesn't have every punch combination is like throws a 1-2, backs out so that you can't respond, lunges forward, and then you're dead?
No, I don't have the luxury of I jump in and I have a move. Let me see. If this is my character, I do a slash this way to the ground.
Diagonally?
It misses on her unless I'm in prom distance.
Jeez.
With a big sword, I'm a Goliath. I'm a drip Goliath, and I miss this little shit.
That's infuriating.
Would it be like using me to hit it?
Yeah, imagine if Randall swung you at me, and then I punish you for it, and you miss.
Wild. Okay. Oh, it sounds like it's a recommendation. Yeah. I gotta have we could probably put both of those for the extra life because I still need to try Strive, and we're gonna do that as well. All right. Cobra in the chat says my game of the year is gonna be Deathloop. That hurts because I before a game came out, I'm like, no, I'm hoping it will be, and then I don't know. It might make my top 10 because by elimination, because there's not that many games that I played that came out this year, but we'll see. Okay. Shit, Randy, we're gonna end with you, I think, and Kelsey with the New World. Real quick, I guess. For the next thing on here, the Many Saints of Newark. Released last Friday. It is a prequel to The Sopranos. It's basically the story of Moltisanti, Tony's uncle. So it's basically a little backstory of what kind of ignited Tony to be who he was in the show, in a way. Like a little bit of his upbringing as a child, then his teenage years, and then it kind of ends because the story of Dickie Moltisanti's spoilers, I guess, ends. But we know this watching the show. Anyway, I saw The Sopranos once, I like the year that ended because I binged watching it, and now watching the show, I like my mafia movies. That's just the way it is, right? I like my mafia movies. They're slow burns, but it's always satisfying to watch because mafia. Anyway, I thought it was great. It's like a run of the mill mafia movie. You see the whole family dynamic of the Sopranos and Moltisantis. You see how Hank or whatever starts his own like a business and removes himself from Moltisanti. I don't want to give much away if you haven't seen the show or the movie because they're both great. And it's basically that. It's a small, like it felt like a really good episode of The Sopranos. Like, granted, it was two episodes of The Sopranos show. Great acting. John Bernthal's in it. The kid from remember the Deuce?
The Deuce.
The kid. Yeah, I guess you saw the cast.
Yeah.
He plays young Tony. He does a really cool job.
He's also in Cherry.
And he's in Cherry, yes. Who else is in it that was big? Oh, the villain from Ant-Man, the first one. We've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's also in the House of Cards, yeah. Does a great job. Guy who played Dickie was fantastic. I already mentioned Bernthal. My favorite character, oh my god, I gotta look him up. Because he did it looks like he was doing a parody of an Italian gangster, and it made me laugh every time he was on screen. Hold on, let me go look up the character name. I'm so sorry. Polly Walnuts was there. Ray Liotta played two characters. Granted, they were related to each other. Brothers. Where in the heck?
Movie?
Yeah, it's a movie prequel.
Hmm.
John Magaro plays Silvio Dante. And every time this man was on screen, he made me laugh because he was just doing like he's doing an Italian thing. Like he's like he makes like faces like he was going all in on like it looked like a parody. But I'm sure that's how they were acting back in the day. It was just made me laugh every time. He had like one-liners and stuff that would fit whatever that was happening in the scene, and he would just I don't know why, really funny. He has like there's a scene where he has like a fake like a toupee or something because he's been losing his hair. Well, before that scene, a lady tried to like fix his hair, and he's like, "Hey, you ain't gotta touch, right? You gotta." And but it's like comb over hair, and then later on, as time passes, he gets like fake hair, and something happens where it goes flying, like not flying, but it gets off, so you can see the baldness, and he tries to fix it. And he's like it's just funny, and that was great. I don't know. It was like
supposed to be a funny character, or does it just come off as funny?
It just comes off as funny, like the way he did it, and I thought it was great. That's about it for the mini. I enjoyed my time with it. It has the same type of vibe or the same type of atmosphere, I guess, from the show with how they do their business. People getting off, like just middle of a conversation, a bullet comes flying through, that guy's dead. Right? Like that's mafia life back in the day. Anywho. Yeah, people getting shot in their cars, that kind of stuff. I enjoyed my time with it.
Was there a diner scene?
When someone gets killed in a diner, or were they in a diner? Because they were in a diner, but and rounds were set off, but
okay,
someone was killed outside a diner. If that's what you're asking.
Damn, it evolved.
Yeah, like they were outside
in an alleyway.
No, it was in the main street. Like you know how New York they have like they drive and you can just walk down the block, kind of thing. So.
I guess that diner had more of them.
Yeah, so it was anywhere around that diner, they were gonna die.
Yeah,
but it was cool to watch. Again, it's a soft spot for me because I like my mafia movies, and it hit every check mark. And that's it for the Many Saints of Newark. If you are definitely a Sopranos fan, it's cool to watch to see some lore, I guess. If not, watch the show. If you weren't a Sopranos fan or you just haven't seen the Sopranos show, watch the show first, and then come back to watch the prequel a little bit. But that way, this movie doesn't really like set up what's happening in Tony's life in the beginning of the show because he's a lot older, so it doesn't like close the gap or anything. So anyway, that's that. Randall, I think we're gonna end with New World. That's a huge one. Steel Assault. Randall been gaming. He been arcade gaming.
Oh, I missed his streams. What have you been streaming?
Steel Assault. He's been streaming that on all the platforms. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Gaming. He on his site, he just has a NHLS stream running right there. So you can just go to his site, which is loadedup.com. I'm kidding. I have no idea what's there. Don't go there because it might be porn. You never know, Randall, because some people just get domains and just fill it with like porn and ads and stuff. So, so don't go to that yet. Anywho, so tell us about Steel Assault.
It's a side-scroller arcade game.
Mike,
it's like
aim at your face.
You still can't.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Side-scroller arcade game, and it's really difficult, even for me. Well, I usually play games on hard, but this is like, I don't know. Maybe if I just haven't played that type of game in a very long time, so maybe my skills in that department aren't up to par. But I was getting bodied left and right. Like I must have died. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Maybe like at least 40 to 50 times, and I've only got to the second level.
We got to preface this before Kelsey starts downloading it immediately. it's the difficult way like Samurai Jack was difficult, where they overwhelm
no. Samurai Jack is a walk in the park compared to this.
Okay, well, I mean, again, Kelsey, what he told me was like they overwhelmed me with a lot of bullshit.
I mean,
that's why I'm trying to.
Every game these days, just to, it's harder. No, it's not. This is not harder. This is just bullshit.
But you can go explain one of the levels you were talking about earlier.
So basically, what makes it so difficult is that I don't know if there's like normally a cooldown when it comes to characters that respawn in games.
I mean, it depends on the game, the age. Like back in the days.
Let's say like normal games for characters to respawn or to spawn in general. Like if you're shooting a bunch of guys and you kill them and you go around the corner, let's say like they spawn in like, I don't know, 10 seconds.
Okay.
Well, the characters in this game spawn in 0.1 seconds. That's how often they spawn. Like as soon as you kill them, their backup is already like, put me in, coach.
Oh,
and he's coming onto the field shooting bullets.
Oh, so
like he doesn't like get into the spot. That's how bad it is. I literally
like the Matrix, where they're like digitizing in, and the gun comes in first, and it's like firing,
and it's already firing before his whole body is visible. It's like that. Like I literally watched an enemy that I killed, and as soon as he died, his replacement came and started shooting. I'm like, what is the point of me killing him if he has a backup already?
That's when you told me that, I'm like, I'm not playing this.
It's really bad, bro. It's like your worst nightmare. It's kind of like I don't know, man. I used to have like these dreams about like really bad things happening. Like if you was like if you was on a subway, what do you say?
He said an assless world.
If like you like, I don't know. I can't think right now. But anyway,
he's red, angry, thinking about this game.
Yeah, like he was talking to me about it, and I'm like, I'm good. I saw the trailer and it looked cool. The art style looks cool. It's very arcadey, and I'm like, okay. And then he told me about it, and I'm like, that's a hard pass. I'm not trying to get stressed, bro.
So the thing about it is, okay, the mechanics are great. What they have is cool. You can grapple. Well, I guess it's like a grapple zip line, like Batman has. And the cool thing about it is you can shoot it in all 8 directions. And then you have like this, I guess you could call it like a laser whip, which not only kills your enemies, but it also kills projectiles. So if like they shoot projectiles at you, you can whip it and destroy the projectiles and, not get hit.
Whip it.
Then he has like a slide move that's like invuln for like a couple of seconds. To help you get past enemies. So like if they're shooting at you, you can use the slide through them and then attack from behind.
Okay.
And the game is extremely responsive, obviously, because they're like
it needs to be
regurgitating all this stuff at you at one time.
All these projectiles or people or enemies and stuff.
But like I cannot convey enough like how fast these characters are respawning. And not only that, they chase you. So it's not like, how like in old games, if you had an enemy that was giving you a hard time, you just like try to figure out a way to get around it so that you can move through the level. And then once you got off screen or got him off screen, you didn't have to deal with it anymore.
Like Mega Man X has that.
Well, I encountered these bugs that like they respawn on spot, like, and I would shoot them and then move. And then if I miss one, I would see him turn around and chase me.
Mm-hmm.
And he would keep chasing me unless I killed him.
And then when you killed him, he would respawn again?
Yeah.
It's okay, yeah. I don't know about this.
And the attack,
I play on easy, right?
The shooting is not like it's like literally
there's
everything is shooting that fast.
There's no audio silence. Like there's something happening at all times.
No, yeah, at all, and it's constant.
So the soundtrack is just the effects happening in the game.
Yeah, somewhere in there is music.
Okay.
So Randall, I have a very important question for you.
Oh, here we go.
Would you recommend me buying this game?
No, I would not.
Beating the shit out of it.
I think it sounds like you're gonna get really upset.
I think that
I don't know.
You're gonna be as red as Anthony's shirt by the time you beat this game.
Okay,
that's what I think. I recommend it. It's cool. I'm going to keep playing it. Even though I know, I was telling Anthony, okay, so like the first boss I fought, and I don't know if this is something I didn't mention to you. I don't know if this was like a performance thing or whatever, but the game moves really fast. Okay. And I don't know if the game was like, bro, you're dying a lot, so we're going to slow the game down for you. And I noticed that it was moving a lot slower than it normally moves. Yeah, so that's what I don't know if it was like a hardware performance thing, because like after I would keep dying consistently, then the game would slow down.
Then maybe the game maybe you're not playing on normal anymore. Maybe on easy everything slows down.
What do you mean?
Maybe the speed is somehow tied to difficulty.
No, you can change. You select the difficulty before you start playing.
But as you're playing, there's games that like as you're playing it normally and you die too many times, like, hey, would you like to play on easy?
Oh, there's no notification.
But I'm saying that might be why it's slowing down. Like you might be not doing it on normal anymore, and it might go back down to easy or something.
It's weird because it's like so like let's say I die like 20 times straight.
Yeah.
And then I would respawn and start over again. So it would still be fast, but somewhere in the middle of the gameplay it'll slow down.
Okay. And
then so what happened was I respawned, it was normal, and I got through the level and it was slowing down. And then it kept slowing down, and I started to fight the first boss, and it was still slowing down. So it was a lot more manageable to like dodge stuff or whatever. And then all of a sudden it just sped back up, and everything was like throw up at me again in the middle of a boss battle. So I don't know what was going on.
I wonder if that game is frame based and not time based. Yeah. I doubt it. Like, do you have VSync on?
I'll have to check.
Who has VSync on?
If this game is fucking frame based, he'll have to turn it on. Otherwise,
or
yeah, you have to, because then everything you do will be off. Like you'll be like doing attacks, and then things will not die or get hit, or
like the game will be. It's basically the game speed's higher.
That's not happening. Like when I hit stuff, they die immediately, like on contact.
Always bragging.
But I'm saying the game speed is increased because it's frame based instead of time based.
Maybe I have VSync on. I don't know. I had to check.
That sounds weird. I don't know why the game speed would lower. Unless that's a mechanic you just aren't aware of. Like maybe he can slow down time.
No, you can't slow down time.
Oh. Maybe a B-Bank on.
Yeah, make sure to go check your B-Bank.
Not sure what that is, but okay.
Brian knows. I just message him.
Settings.
Yeah, it's underneath display. So
I was going to record
display settings.
I was going to record the second boss or sub boss. I'm not even sure if that was a actual boss. I'm just gonna call it a sub boss because there wasn't like no huge lead up to it. It just appeared, and I'm on 2 platforms that I have to jump in between.
Okay.
And like you know how like when you shoot a rocket launcher, it locks on and makes the sound, and then the rocket shoots.
Beep 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 beep, and that's to let you know, we're about to fire this thing.
So with this thing that I'm fighting, it does that, but you hear the beep, and then 0.5 seconds later, it's already shooting like a throw up of attacks at you.
Oh, like multiple rockets in one go?
It looks like throw up, literally.
All right.
I don't know what it is. We're just gonna call it projectiles.
I'm gonna go over there, and he's like playing Metal Slug or something, not even playing Steel Assault.
It's insane, man. Like I honestly don't know how I'm gonna beat this game, but in a weird way, like a weird masochist way, it's kind of fun. It's not kind of fun. It is fun. It's just that it's like it's ridiculous, man.
It just sounds frustrating. I'm like, if it's just frustrating the majority of my time, I don't want to do that. Like I get if there's like a difficult boss, but if even up to the lead up to the boss is frustrating, I'm like, I might pass.
I don't know if it's just one of those situations where it's like if something's new that you haven't done in a while, it seems very overwhelming until you get acclimated to it. Then it's like, I get it, and then now I can maneuver through the game. It still might be tough, but not as bad.
I can see that.
Man, sounds like Dark Souls.
It's something you have to get used to, learn the movement, learn how the enemies work.
Yeah, because there's no in games. There's at least a lot of the 3D games today. There's pacing. There's like fast attacks then slow down, fast attacks and slow down. Especially like if it's FPS, you get the barrage of attacks and then you have the reload.
It's
time
breathing time, yeah. Like it's just.
With this, there's no breathing. It's just the movement is like acid.
Yeah.
Like I'm serious, bro. Like, and I'm not talking about the enemies. I'm talking about you too. Like you have to be moving that fast.
So you're basically playing Dante in Marvel vs. Capcom the entire time.
The boss that I told you that I had to jump between platforms.
Yeah.
I'm literally on each platform for like a second.
Oh no, bro! So you're out there just pop.
Yeah, I'm literally jumping back and forth while trying to figure out where to shoot this thing at.
Yeah, so it's like old school arcades where like they make it so like when you finish the game and you get your freaking initials on there, you fucking earn that.
Yeah, this is like back in the day when like someone said I beat so and so game, you like all the praise.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you did what? Wild.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would recommend it. I don't know. It all depends on your what is it called? Your tenacity.
Okay.
Because
I can see the tenacity on Kelsey's eyes as the download bar is filling up. So.
Well, it's already downloaded. The thing's only like 200 megs.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of sprites, I guess. So.
Yeah. No, I bought it. It downloaded before. This was like 10 minutes ago.
That checks out. Yeah. So God bless. Yeah. When you have the gigabit download, at least Comcast, at least download, maybe upload someday. Fiber, thanks. Yeah. Anywho, well, God bless Kelsey. If you play it, I guess we'll hear from it from your end next week. But
to be honest, I'm really disappointed Randall doesn't stream these games because I would love to see his frustration just as much as he gets to see my frustration when playing some of these things.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
My frustration isn't entertaining though.
Randall, let's stop.
Dude, okay,
let's stop.
It's not.
So
Randall,
you're gonna lie.
All right, let me explain something first. Okay?
Go ahead, go for it.
Sucker.
Me playing Madden is a unique situation.
Okay.
It's not like that with every game. Because there's times when I'm playing Tekken where I am fully frustrated, but I don't express those emotions the same way.
You still express it. I still hear you.
I don't. What do you mean you hear? I don't really say anything. When
Randall, you say the craziest. Come on, like, oh yeah, that's what you gonna do? Wow, my God, Randall, you involuntarily say it. If you're not listening, that's your problem.
I can hear the smack, the man, you know.
Yeah, like he does that. Whether you're noticing you're doing it or not, we know when you're not winning, Randall.
Mm-hmm. Really?
It's not a bad thing because that's content that you should be recording. Ask Cobra. He seen me do the log pile quest.
The infamous. I keep hearing about that.
Because, oh my God, dude.
What is that? You never explained what that was.
I'm bad at video games, and this one mission made me look even worse, if that was possible.
But what do you have to do?
I just need to, Horizon is a bunch of robot animal, like wildlife. Yeah. I just need to kill them with logs. Like they need to get in the way of the logs rolling down and kill them.
Funny. I watched all like 45 minutes.
Oh, so everyone's seen footage of this?
Randall, because I'm a content creator, all right? I made sure I was fucking streaming that. That was back in my
I don't
apartment
understand
days.
what the problem was. So it was difficult to get
the guy holding the controller was the problem. That's what was the problem.
So you couldn't get the animals to be in the way of the logs?
I couldn't get them in front of the logs. I'd cut the logs too early, too late. I'd scare them off away from the log. Anything that could possibly have gone wrong, that I could have made going wrong, went wrong. Mm. And then Kelsey comes in years later, is like, yeah, I did that in one try. And I'm like, excellent. I'm trash.
Yeah, I came in and I read what I was supposed to do, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm going to play the game a little bit and then come back. And then I came back and I was like, okay. And then I purchased a weapon from him and then was like watching, and they all just ran by, and I was like, oh, finish.
Yeah, that's an infamous one in the ADLR lore because I don't know why it was just so difficult for me to grasp. It just happens.
ADLR.
Yeah, that's pretty good, bro.
It's a mouthful, no, I don't like that.
Okay. I mean, so we'll get his side of the review. I mean, do you still recommend it though? I guess.
Yeah, I said I recommend it. It's again, you have to have.
You got to preface it with the patience with yourself, I guess, or the game, I guess.
And you need to take drugs.
All right, Randall, we're not doing that.
I mean, it might make the game more fun.
Maybe is it pretty vibrant? Like all the sprites and stuff, and the environments are vibrant.
It's normal. It's not like exceptionally bright.
It's not like Kirby or something.
Nah.
Okay.
It's just your normal
action
80s,
sprite.
90s sprite. You know,
like Contra.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, so there's.
I've never played anything like this though, bro. Like this is.
I'm waiting for.
And I'm wondering.
Kelsey's gonna leave messages to be like, Randall, you made me waste $50 fucking. I beat it in one sitting.
It's only.
There's
like
no
14.
way.
Oh, it's only $14. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's no way he beat it in one sitting.
Okay, well we're
There's
recording.
no
and
way
this is
on
live
God's
content. So do you want to make a bet on what happens here?
Sure.
All right. So what is the bet here? How long do you think he can finish it by next week?
I don't know. I can't make that type of bet.
Okay.
Anybody would
with a week's time, yeah.
Yeah, like you just keep putting in the work, and plus I don't know how long the game is.
Right. Okay.
But I will say, I bet that he dies at least 20 times before beating the first boss.
Before reaching him? Well, hold on, wait. But
Wait,
before
before beating the first boss.
We went from saying the bet was in one sitting to then we're now doing 19 different bets.
No, that was recalled, Brian, because he doesn't know how long the game is and a week's time. Like,
well, that's because you said the week part. He said one sitting originally. He said sure, and then you went and you had like 19 sitting.
Well, we're here with the first level now, Brian. Let's stay up to date. Download the latest update, Brian. All right, don't sit there looking at the progress bar.
Corny, B.
So for reaching the first boss or
beating.
Okay, so he has to finish
because the level. So this explains to you how difficult this game is.
Okay.
The first level, the level isn't even long. It's really short.
Okay.
To be quite honest, like in a normal gameplay, I would say like without the difficulty, you can probably get through the first level in like 30 to 40 seconds.
What?
But because you're getting hit with so much junk, like the projectiles hit you. If you run into the enemies, they hit you, and then the environment breaks down and it hits you, and the timing is so like maybe Kelsey might be used to it. I wasn't used to it because I haven't been playing games like that in a long time. But the timing,
I love bullet hell games.
The timing is so like
exact, like precision is key.
Yeah, because everything is so fast. It's not like even the jump has no hang time. It's like.
Man, that sounds like you just fell over. I don't know if that came up on the mic, but it sounded like you just fell over.
But that's how fast the jump is, bro. It's like a dodge it's shorter than Mega Man's jump. That's how fast it is.
Well, Mega Man's is if you hold it, you'll go higher or like
yeah, I know. More. But I'm saying like his is shorter. As far as speed, like there's no gravity as far as like it's like
okay. Kelsey, you
can double jump and stuff, whatever, but it's like you have to do stuff fast, lightning fast.
Okay.
Is there a dash? Is there any sort of like dodge? Are there any iframes?
He mentioned the slide, but is that
the only dash that you have is that special move you have to hold down and I think you hit X and he does a slide. It's not long, it's very short. It's enough to get past one enemy. That's it. Right. And I
this
think
is wild.
I think it has a cooldown, but the cooldown is very short. It's very short.
Okay, so what's 20? Who's doing what?
I said I bet that he will not beat the first level with the boss, the first boss.
In less than 20 lives.
In less than 20 lives.
All right. So then what does he get if he does?
Whatever he wants.
Whoa,
besides me streaming.
Then that's not whatever he wants. Then you need to tell him.
I already knew he was going to say that.
Okay, then what is he win then?
I don't know. What do you want?
For you to stream. Like that's
that's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, what's the point of the bet then? What does he gain?
I don't know. You got to pick something else. That can't be the only thing on this planet.
For you to stream and record.
There you go.
Wow.
Well, I guess Kelsey, if you can think of something that you'll want by the end of it, what happens if you win?
What do you mean?
If he does
it, I already know I'm going to win.
Oh my God! You're spicing him up. Look at
I'm
so
sure of it. I'm so sure of it that I don't need anything.
So he's the only person to gain from this.
Because bet. I know he's not going to win.
Okay, Randall.
But he can't have the one thing he wants.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, if you're that certain, then you should go with the streaming because you know he's not going to win. That's the point of a bet, Randall. If you feel in your fucking diapers that he will not make it in 20 lives, Randall, that's a lot of lives.
Okay, the deal is if he can beat the first level without dying 20 times,
yep,
I will stream.
What? That's a blank statement.
What do you mean? Brian, I will stream Tekken.
Okay, Brian.
Well, I want to know how many times you're streaming and how long the streams are going to be.
Yeah, because we don't want any loopholes. That man hits like stream 20 seconds and then be like, I'm done. All right, guys, bye.
I'll stream for an hour.
The audience doesn't look like they're liking it.
What the heck is wrong with his face?
He's not liking it. That answer.
How long am I supposed to stream?
An hour. I could just watch a fucking episode or something instead of that. Yeah, you corny, B.
I mean, regardless of the time, it'll be better to watch a TV show anyway.
Ooh. Premium content.
Oh shit, Cobra heard you'll stream for 4 hours.
Yeah, I think that's what Cobra just heard. So sounds like you're having a 4 hour show.
Check his hearing.
Oh man, don't talk to Cobra like that.
What?
All right, ever.
What do you? Whatever, man.
He owns Ubisoft.
Okay.
Anyway, all right, Kelsey. So I mean, I'm sure you're there's a fire under you right now that you're just gonna fucking one shot this thing.
Do you use a controller? Or
I said he has to beat the boss, bro.
Yeah,
we got. Okay. I got it. I know.
You can't put that junk on easy either, bro. It has to be at least on normal.
Randall, I knowing Kelsey's mind right now, he's gonna do it on hard to spite you.
Oh, I would love to see that.
So when I beat it on hard in like 4 tries,
he's starting his streaming career that day.
That's not gonna happen, bro.
That is wild. Okay. I don't know how will we validate this.
He has to
stream it.
He has to stream.
Okay. I don't know if that was.
We'll pick a day. We'll pick a day, and that everybody can get on and watch, and I will stream it, and then have a death counter, and then let you guys control the death counter. You know.
All right. Oh my God. I gotta be honest. I'm rooting for Kelsey now.
Why?
Because all the smack you just talked about how hard it is.
Okay.
It's like rooting for the underdog, and that, at this point, it seems like everything's against him, and watch him triumph. Right? That means
Kelsey.
Okay. All right.
Fucking got him.
Yeah, he got me. He saw me dead in my tracks.
So, okay, hold on. What difficulty did you play it on?
He did
hard.
On hard.
I think he said normal. I think
I said I was gonna play it on normal, but I tried hard.
Okay.
No, I think I said I wanted to change it to normal because I had it on hard.
Okay.
How many difficulties are there?
I think there's I think there's 4. I can't remember what the easiest one is called, but there's like 2 easy ones, a medium one, and a hard one.
Oh, they have Anthony, easy, normal, and hard. Got it. All right. I'm fired up. I gotta see this. Well, this is gonna be great. I just need you to focus, Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? If you have 19 lives to learn the matchup, right?
So are you agreeing to the 1 hour stream?
Oh, that's true. He needs to agree to that.
All right. So I'll make it clean. All right. So this is what we're gonna do.
All right.
Oh, say boom first.
I can't steal your stuff, man.
Yeah, that's true.
So if Kelsey is able to beat the first level with the boss in under 20 deaths, I'll stream for an hour.
Okay.
So
or normal.
So less than, or is it less than or equal to 20?
20 or less than 20 or less.
20 or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I die 20 times, I get
before beating the first boss.
He's asking if 21 counts. Like he can't die 21 times.
That's correct.
Got it.
So anything past 20 is a failure. In the
so if I died 20 times,
that's your last try. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then I have one more try. Just want to make that clear.
No, so as soon as you die the 20th time, you have failed.
So he has 19 tries.
Less than 20 times.
Less than 20 times. Yeah.
That's why we're clarifying.
Yeah, that means once he reaches 20 deaths, that means he has 19 tries. I'm sorry, no, 20 tries, but the way we've verbally said it before. It seemed like he can die. He can die 20 times.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. No,
he can only die 19 times.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, it's still 20 times.
You know, we're all on the same page.
You get 20 attempts.
You get 20 attempts.
Yes.
So on 19, you have one more chance, and if you die that time, you are done.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead.
Right. So all right. So I will stream for an hour if you do that.
On what platform?
Or normal, right? If you play it on the level that I played on hard, and you are able to beat the first boss in less than 20 deaths, I will stream every weekend for a week.
That's one weekend.
That's one weekend.
You mean
no? I said every weekend for a week, meaning like a week of weekends.
So 7 days.
Means he's going to stream seven times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a weird way of saying it, right? Like I'm by myself here, right? Like that's the wildest way.
How was I supposed to say it then?
7 times, and you'll just stream it on the weekends. I don't know. Like you said it weird, and if I'm by myself, I'm by myself. No, that just sounded odd.
That sounded like you said, "Yo, I'm gonna stream every weekend this weekend."
Yeah, like that's what I'm like. What?
I would stream 7 weekends in a row.
Okay,
how's that?
Man, that's a lot. That's almost 2 months. Okay, I mean that's up to Kelsey to accept, right? Like I mean,
if he gets it in one try,
yeah. Let's add that, right? Because it's possible, right? Randall, Kelsey's a gamer, all right. So like he could maybe do it in one try.
I was hyping up Returnal.
Wait, are you playing the game right now?
No, he's gonna stay faithful, relax. He's not gonna cheat.
I was hyping up Returnal, Randall, and he said, "What's that?"
Yeah,
so
like
at this point, yeah,
he might be able to do it in one go. So Kelsey, if you do it in one go, what's your? That would be wild if we all sit here getting ready to get that kill counter. It never goes up. That fucker just steamrolls through it.
So if I do it in the first go, you have to stream every weekend for 6 months.
Oh, let's go. That's good. Brian, you don't have to look him up.
Sorry.
Oh, Cobra said for a year.
Oh shit. Cobra owns Ubisoft, so
yeah. So for 6 months, okay, that's not bad.
That's a long time, bro.
Okay, well,
that's too much.
Are you confident that he will not do it in one go?
I'm not baiting into your little gimmick over there, Anthony.
Look, it's all about confidence. If you're willing to do a bet,
I'm not listening to you either.
A wise man once told me you got to risk it to get the biscuit. You better not go home hungry, Randy.
Oof.
I'm excited. Do you play with a controller or do you play with a mouse and keyboard? Just curious.
I play with a controller.
All right.
Kelsey,
well, that's clearly inferior. So
I'll send you my hitbox.
That's wild. Okay, I mean, I'm excited to see what happens.
This is lit. This is like a first attack. I'm excited.
Yeah, because it's
everybody buys Skullgirl.
Okay, Brian. Really? All right, let's check it out. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll schedule that out after the podcast on what day, and then we'll record it, or yeah, we'll stream it, record it, whatever we need to. Alrighty. Oof. Let's lower the hypeness here. All right, a little bit. Tell us about Lego Star Wars, Randall. All right, we're gonna go into from hype, crazy shit to hey, Lego Star Wars. This should be chill, right? I didn't know they made movies with the Lego Star Wars, so this is new to me.
Huh?
I didn't know they made movies for like the Lego Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was, we mean yeah like that like I'm supposed to know.
Because they made a lot of them.
Okay.
This one was like I guess it was supposed to be like a spooky type thing, but it ended up just being, it ended up just being really funny. Well, not really funny, but it was kind of funny. It's basically like a episode, or I should say, the story is about Poe Dameron, and he ends up getting shot down and landing on Mustafar, whereas that's what Darth Vader's castle is.
Oh, I thought that's where Lion
But this is
King
after
happened.
everything has happened.
Okay.
And Jabba the Hutt's distant relative, or late relative. No, not that wouldn't be called late relative, but someone who's related to him, has turned Darth Vader's castle into a hotel. with attractions, and he's trying to make money off of it.
You got to grind out here, man. You got to make money moves. So I see that.
There's like statues of Darth Vader and all the different stormtroopers and all that stuff like that that's inside, and all those like accommodations that you would have in a hotel and all that stuff like that. So he's trying to. And then there's this guy who actually used to work with Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, who's trying to get like the Holocrux and a lightsaber so that he can become the most feared person in the galaxy.
Like Spear Sith or something?
Yeah. So he's trying to manipulate Poe Dameron because he thinks that Poe Dameron is able to open this door that will lead him to get into power.
Why? What makes him
because
special?
He's force sensitive.
Is that a real thing? I didn't know he was force sensitive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is this Oscar Isaac's character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember him.
That's why he can fly like that.
Oh, okay.
I picture him flying like just
Brian. Yeah. Oh my God. Just move. Just could someone edit the movie with him just flying like Superman?
So that's pretty much it. It's just
like a fun little. It's like a family movie type of thing.
Yeah. It's just it's funny because it's like the guy who's trying to gain the power. He keeps telling like stories. Well, I think he tells like three different stories, and during those stories, they're like flashbacks, but they're like alternate versions of what actually happened. So like one of the stories is like Luke, instead of him being raised by Obi-Wan, he's actually was raised by Darth Vader.
Oh, so it's like a little what if stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's not really a what if. The dude, he was just making up a story. He like purposely changed the story to to manipulate them.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
It was fun. It was like cool. Was it funny? I'm assuming Lego Star Wars stuff is sometimes pretty funny because they do a lot of slapstick comedy.
It was funny.
It was funny.
It was interesting because it was like they were also like doing callbacks to other movies. Like they did one to American. What is it called? Man, I cannot remember.
American Psycho?
No, not American Psycho. I was going to say American Psycho. With The Shining.
The Shining.
Is that what it's called?
Jack Nicholson when he
the first one?
Yeah, it's called The Shining. When he takes the fire axe to the door.
Okay, yeah.
So they Johnny.
Yeah,
they do that in that movie.
With an axe or like
with an axe.
Okay.
So Jabba the Hutt, I can't remember his name, but Jabba the Hutt's relative is hiding.
That's why he said pizza. Got it.
He's hiding because the other guy gets power and he's like taking over now.
Oh, okay.
And he tells them to tell like all these droids to attack them. So he's like hiding, and it's not a bathroom, but they make the scene look exactly like the same, like the same camera angle and everything. Yeah, and there's a wooden door or whatever. And then the droid, instead of using a blaster, he's like hacking through the door with an axe, and of course he like screams and all that stuff. Like so, that was pretty cool. I think that's it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess that documentary, Daniel Craig one. How was that?
That was really good, and it was very emotional. I particularly love Daniel Craig, like
as Mr. Bond.
Yeah, well, period. Because I've seen other moves that he's
like Knives Out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first movie I saw him in was Defiance, that movie was really messed up. He had to he was part of this camp where they were like hiding, and they were in the middle of the winter, and they were hiding in the woods, and they were getting to the point where they didn't have any food. So he had to his horse that he had had a bond with, he had to take it out and kill it.
What the hell?
So that he could feed the people.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, so the documentary is basically about him being Bond and the 20-something years that he's been Bond. And then it went through the very beginning of all the backlash that he was getting when it was announced that he was going to be Bond, and what he had to go through. Like some of the stuff I didn't even know. Like people was ridiculing him, man. Kind of nah, it's not the same. I was going to say it's kind of like how people were reacting when they first announced that Ben Affleck was going to be Batman.
Oh, okay.
Some people didn't like it. A lot of people hated it. But this was way worse, man.
They really
was
hated
like
the idea.
tearing him apart, man. Like some of the news articles that they were showing, it was like worst Bond decision ever. Like they didn't like the way he looked. They were saying he wasn't good looking enough. They were saying he looked like a monkey or something. Like it was ridiculous.
I mean, that's the internet in a nutshell nowadays. It's anything they can complain about or tear apart when they get the chance, they will.
Yeah.
I guess that's something that you don't get prepared for.
It was crazy to see him go through that, and but you know, of course, he did Casino Royale and he smashed it, and like after that point, everybody fell in love.
Yeah.
with him.
Oh, Daniel Craig's great.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Said he'd be good.
Yeah, I knew from the beginning.
Yeah, and something else I didn't know, which is kind of common, I'm noticing, is like he ended up breaking his leg, like kind of like Tom Cruise did. I think it was Quantum Solace.
Quantum of Solace?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the
third one.
Third one, yeah. No, it's Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Spectre, and now No Time to Die.
So it's the second one.
No.
Yeah, Quantum of Solace is the second one.
I missed one. There's one before Spectre, right?
Skyfall?
Skyfall. Yeah, Skyfall. He got it. It's Skyfall.
I was like, you're missing one, and I just can't think of the name of it.
That's the one where Adele
that's what reminded me. I'm like, wait.
You're grounded.
I'm like, Spectre. That's not the Adele song.
Skyfall,
yeah, it's Kieta song. Yeah, go ahead.
So he was faced with the decision of like, do they stop movie production and he healed for 9 months?
Damn.
Or he just tough it out.
And he chose
to tough it out.
Damn.
And like
a boss.
The person that was I guess it was one of the people who was on the team, but like a higher up, somebody who was like calling the shots, was like they don't know how he did it because he was in excruciating pain, but he toughed it out. He's wearing like some, like it was a part in the very beginning of the movie where like he was on the top of the roof and he was just like stepping down, and every time he said, this is him talking, and he was like every time he was stepping down, he was like just telling himself like, leg, don't give out, because that's how like bad it was.
Oof, no, bro, like he's bless him.
And he was like, it was funny because it was like, he said that the doctors told him it would take 9 months from the hill, but he was like, yeah, for like a 22-year-old, but somebody my age, it's going to take longer than 9 months.
Oh, right.
So he toughed it out or whatever, even though he was in like a lot of pain. And then it was just pretty much, the rest of it was just like talking about like how the process was with the last movie, this one that's coming out, No Time to Die.
Ooh, this week, can't wait.
And how they were going through issues because I think there was some sort of strike, and the script wasn't done, but they still had to keep going with production, so they was kind of like doing it like as they go.
Oh, okay.
And then I think something happened with the director. Either he wanted to quit or he did walk away. Something happened. It was a bunch of stuff that happened. But in the end, it was very emotional because like everyone realized that this was Dan Craig's last Bond. Like he's like this, he's done. He's like, I can't physically do this anymore. Mm-hmm. So it was really emotional. They showed the last shot that they filmed for the movie, and there was like a big speech, and
yeah, it was like a cut.
I saw Dan Craig like he was fighting back tears, man. That junk it's something to see.
That's the worst to see, like someone you don't see cry normally.
I was exactly,
and then
that's what
them
I was
fighting it, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. Like, I've never seen him cry in any movie or in interviews, and like to see him like this wasn't acting, this was realistic. Yeah. So it was like to see him fighting back tears, like it was messed up, man. Because it's like, and it got to me because like I love him so much as Bond that it sucks that he's not going to be Bond anymore.
It's a bittersweet goodbye. It's like, yay, he's done. He doesn't worry about hurting himself. But it's like,
and he was like, he doesn't know how he's going to be able to deal with it either, because he's like, this has been such a huge part of his life, and it has taken so much of his life as far as like what he's invested in the character and all these movies that he's done, that it's going to be extremely difficult for him to walk away from it.
I mean, it's done so much for him too in his career. Like,
yeah.
When you get picked a Bond, like
that's exactly what he said. He's like this opportunity has given him more money and fame that he can ever wish for.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, it's not even about, at this point, it's not even about the money. It's just the relationships and the fact that he's a part of something so big, like the whole Bond.
It's
franchise.
a Bond universe, like
yeah. So, and then the lady that I think she's like one of the, I don't know what position she holds, but she's like one of the big guys who call the shots or whatever.
The big wigs.
Yeah, the big wigs. And she was like, she doesn't know
who's next.
Who's going to be? She. How did she word it? She said, "There's no one who's going to be able to be another Bond after him."
What? I don't think so. I think there could be more. They can do it.
Henry Cavill.
No.
Yeah, Cavill can definitely pull it off.
No,
he definitely can.
A Bond villain?
No, just Bond.
No, Bond.
He could be a Bond girl if you want.
Henry Cavill, like, the thing is that Daniel Craig was kind of a unique case for Bond, because Bond has never been one of those like super muscular toned people. They've always been fairly average builds, but just very good looking and very suave.
Yeah.
You know? And like, as cool as I think it would be to see Henry Cavill play Bond, I don't really see him as a Bond.
I Man from U.N.C.L.E. is my what is it? Look at this graph. That he played that is Bond. He played his version of Bond there.
Really?
But funny, but for me even funnier.
Even in Mission Impossible.
No, that one was a little different. I think the Man from U.N.C.L.E., his character Man from U.N.C.L.E. was closer to a Bond, like a closer Bond thing than Fallout. Yeah, he can definitely do it. That's what I'm saying. He can do it. I'm not saying he'd be the pick. I'm not saying he needs to be him. But if they picked him, I'd be like, okay, I can see it.
I definitely think, yeah, he can be a good spy, or he can like live in that MI6 world. Case in point, Man from U.N.C.L.E. I don't know, but I think it takes a unique, like Kelsey said, it's something unique about Bond. Like it's not just looks. It's a certain charisma or.
No, you got the suave that he mentioned.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it's a little more than that, man. Because Daniel Craig isn't considered like what's his name?
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, or Conroy. Not Conroy.
Kevin Conroy? That's Batman.
Sean Connery.
Oh, okay.
Like the super good looking, like, you know what I mean?
Rugged man, like
yeah, like
I don't know if rugged is the word, but I think I know what you mean.
As far
They've
as
always been
as
super
far as
good looking.
Yeah, as far as looks, like people wouldn't naturally. Wouldn't think they would throw Daniel Craig into that category as far as with the looks thing. But he pulls off Bond. Like if he says I'm Bond, you believe it.
Okay.
You know, but I don't know. I don't get that vibe from Henry Cavill. Like
it's because we haven't seen it. I mean, we're at the stage that Daniel Craig was at. It was like, him? What? We won't know it until it's happening. We won't know. Like I've seen people throw Idris Elba out there, and I'm like, that would be cool.
I can buy that in a heartbeat.
He can definitely be both. I've seen him be suave, and I've seen him be like the ragtag dude. Like he's got range.
I don't know, man.
I can see. I don't know his name, but in Peaky Blinders, the guy in the last season that Killian's character is working under.
Oh yeah, he can pull it off too. I remember his name.
That's my thing, man. Like I get so attached, bro.
Well, that's why it's hard for you to envision anyone else right now because you're still we're gonna see that
because when somebody embodies a character like that, kind of like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool, yeah. Like my brain cannot imagine anyone else being Deadpool other than him.
Live action.
You can go with Stark because he actually gets.
I was about to say Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, and same thing.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman as well.
You have unique situations like that where like it seems like these people were born to be these characters. It's like anybody else who comes along, I'm not saying that they're not going to do a good job. I'm pretty sure they're going to be a decent job, but in the back of your mind, you're always going to compare them to that other person.
To your bias. That's normal. You always compare your favorite thing to the new thing.
Yeah.
And see if it either holds up or, you know. That's normal.
That jump really bothers me, man.
Sometimes you get lucky, and it's just improvement upon improvement. Look at Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man's a rare case where each.
I'm not going. Okay, so that I can't ride that bus with you guys because I was never a fan of Tobey Maguire, and I actually thought Andrew Garfield was better than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, so that's what Brian was saying. Each time it came up, a better one took a place.
Oh.
And right now, I Tom Holland again. That mother, every time on screen when he starts getting emotional, I'm like, look away, Anthony, look away. He knows how to sell sadness, right? Like
I can't see it. I can't see another Peter.
I mean, again, we're saying that now
as Maguire, and as a kid, I'm like, because I like Spidey, he did a good job.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield came along. I'm like, what the fuck was Tobey doing? Andrew did it.
Yep.
Tom Holland came. I don't see it.
Anyone else?
I'll pay you if you find a better one.
I thought Yuri was pretty good from the game, and he has the.
I think from separate because it's.
Oh, okay.
Big voice, but yeah, he did a good job. Yuri Barenthal?
No, Barenthal's John Barenthal. That's the Punisher. The live-action Punisher. John Bernthal is the Netflix Bernthal, or the Netflix Punisher. I think Lowenthal is his name. Anyway, we're moving on.
Lowenthal is his name.
There we go. Confirmed.
You're going off.
No, I wasn't, because I remember. I think you forgot in the beginning of this podcast. Anyway, so yeah, I'm assuming you recommend the documentary. It's pretty insightful.
Oh, of course, yes.
Lit.
He's like one of the people on my bucket list, man.
Oh, like meet in real life?
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. He seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
Kelsey. Friend with Vince Staples.
Last but not least, Kelsey. We have a big one to dissect here. It's a whole new world. I don't know the rest of the song. I'm sorry. I can't sing anymore. I just know that part.
I think that's the part that most everybody knows. All right. So all in all, it's an amazing game.
Okay.
Like there's a ton of shit to do. You don't even have to like quest or do anything. You could literally spend your entire time chopping down trees, mining, crafting, fishing.
There's fishing? Let's go.
There's fishing.
Let's go.
You know, and the fishing game is actually really interesting. It's not like WoW where you just have to like click and then, you know, you get it at the right time. Like there's you like throw a lure out there, you can put bait on it, you can fish in salt water or in fresh water. And there's different baits for each one. And then you get different fish depending on if you throw it in like shallow water or very shallow water or, you know, deep water. You get different fishing poles that throw at different distances and everything. And it's, but the game is like you see the little bobber icon and then it like shakes and it says, get ready. And then you have like a second or so where it like flashes to a fish on the hook and you have to click in that time. And then you have to like click and hold. And there's this little like mini game in the middle where it like shows the tension on the
line.
On the line, yeah. And if it gets too much, the line breaks and the fish goes free.
Damn.
You know,
okay.
But then so you pull it in and then you like, you know, soften up, and then you pull it in and you soften up, you know, until you like complete the loop and then you get the fish. But you can get all sorts of stuff. You can get like treasure chests, you can get so far I've gotten a fish sword and a fish headed hammer, and some boots.
You're bound to get boots. That's
you know, just weird shit. But like and then they have like special fishing spots similar to what they do in WoW, where there's like, you know, you get better fish, you get like, and you can catch these massive fish. It makes me laugh because there's like a weight system, you know, where you become encumbered and whatever. And I caught like a 36-inch, you know, 50-pound fish, and it weighed 0.3 pounds in my inventory.
What the hell? So it doesn't translate directly to how much they actually weigh. Okay.
You know, which is nice.
Because the last thing you need to do is fill up your whole inventory with like 3 fishes, right? And then you have to go back.
Yeah. You do eventually get to increase the amount of inventory you have, or like the amount of weight you can carry with different bags, and that's really nice. All in all, I'm very much enjoying the game.
Okay.
However, I do have some major complaints.
Go for it.
First question.
Yeah, I have a bunch of questions too. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll answer questions first.
I just have one. It's a two-part. Have you tried the gun? Yes.
Yes. The musket's awesome. It's not my primary.
Did he just ask him a question and tell him what the answer was?
I think the yes was the second question. Like, is it lit?
Oh.
Yeah. So my original build was to go with as a dexterity build, and I went rapier with a musket as the secondary.
Okay.
I like the bow, but I don't. In this game, I didn't want to have to like aim and power up and then like gauge distance and that kind of stuff. The gun is just like, it's like a hit scan. It literally just.
Oh, there's no it's not projectile based. It's just click.
That one isn't. The bow is.
Gotcha.
The bow is projectile based. The throwing axe is projectile based.
You get javelin throwing.
I don't remember if you can throw a spear or not.
Okay.
But you have there's like a fire staff and a life staff and an ice gauntlet. So yeah. So it's not a fighting gauntlet. It's like you shoot ice
out of your hand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I switched to tank just recently, and so I'm doing sword and board as my primary tank because that's like the tanking skill. Not that you have to do that, but there's a lot of just benefits for having sword and board. A two-handed hammer as my secondary for like my DPS and that kind of stuff. And there are builds.
Can you swap in between, like in the middle of a fight, like swap your weapon? Okay.
Yeah, if you have any benefits though, like one of the skills that you get for sword and board is called defiance stance or defensive stance, and it you like slap your shield and you taunt everything within so many meters if you have a gem in your sword, and take a whole bunch of reduced damage, for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But so far I've seen that if I switch to my hammer, while that's active, the healing effect that I got for one of the perks just procs.
Okay.
And then it goes on cooldown.
Another question real quick. The inventory. Yeah. When you get past the weight limit, can you not equip anything else, or like can you not pick up anything else anymore, or do you just get slower as you
picking up shit? You just
move. Okay. You like in Dark Souls when you have heavy armor.
You can't move quick at all. You can't use skills. You can't use fast travel. Anything like that.
Gotcha.
You literally just have to kind of lumber along.
Okay, that's pretty neat. So that way you don't have to like go back and forth because you don't have any inventory spaces. Okay.
Yeah. And they also have a weight limit for your character, like your person, similar to like the way Dark Souls works. If you wear like super heavy armor, you can't dodge very well, but you also gain a lot of like stagger resistance and stamina damage reduction. If you take a block or something. But if you're wearing like light armor and you keep it under, like I think it's like 13 pounds, mm-hmm. you get like you can dodge roll, you get more healing and others, and like something else. I think you can move slightly faster. Medium it's not a dodge, it's like a hop, but you still get like a lesser version of what light is. And then heavy is like, brah, you're overweight limits. You get like maybe some extra healing, but you also take a lot less damage to your stamina if you're blocking something. And so that was really cool. And also it doesn't like the character weight does not affect the weight in your bag. So like if you're wearing the armor, if you take the armor off and put it in your inventory weight goes up. But if you put the armor back on, your inventory weight goes down.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It's because it's the weight of the bag instead of what's on your person.
Yeah. What do you call it? It's faction based. It's very PvP heavy, though you don't have to PvP. There are 3 factions: Syndicate, and I don't remember the other two because I joined the syndicate.
Okay, I was about to say that'd be weird if you knew one but not the one you're in.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like I knew them when I first started, but I don't actually remember them now.
Do they not
and then
play?
They have like.
Do they not play like a huge part in the story at all, or is it just because you just don't remember it?
It kind of both.
Okay.
Like they're part of this. Well, I mean, like the syndicate faction, you kind of just focus on whatever faction you're in. Like you get like one thing that's like, hey, go talk to these 3 representatives, and then they'll decide which faction you want to join, and then you join the faction. And we had a massive guild that we used to play Asheron's Call with over the last couple of years that we're playing, and so we're like, we'll just join them. And they have like these big faction wars, so that each area is divided up, and you fight for control of the area, and you get perks if your faction controls that area, right? And so like they have like a fast travel system, and they have this item called Azoth that you have to have in order to fast travel, and it depending on the distance, how much you weigh, all those factors, like whether the faction controls the area, it will change how much it costs to actually fast travel.
Interesting.
Which is really cool, but at the same time really kind of shitty, because if your faction, if you spawn into or if you character gets created in an area that is not owned by the same faction that you are, you kind of get screwed because you use up a lot more Azoth than
than the people who actually, the faction that actually owns it. Interesting.
Right.
So that's why there's wars happening, because it benefits the actual faction.
Yes. And then
that makes sense.
In the towns, there's like quests that you can do to like upgrade the different tables, because there's a ton of shit. So let me just tell you what the trade skills are. So for crafting, there's weaponsmithing, armoring, engineering, jewel crafting, arcana, which is like alchemy, cooking, and furnishing, like building,
tables and
yeah. For gathering, there's logging, cutting trees, mining, fishing, harvesting, tracking, and skinning. And then refining is smelting, woodworking, leatherworking, weaving, stone cutting. They all kind of match up with the trade skills.
That's cool. There's a lot of like subset things you can do for each. So
yeah, I mean, you could literally stay in the first area and just do nothing but
trades,
gathering materials, and crafting. Like and you could level up quite a bit that way too. Eventually you would have to do the questing, but you don't necessarily have to. You could just spend your entire time doing nothing but gathering base materials and selling them or using them.
So do they have an actual like not bounty board, like an actual marketplace so you can sell to other players and stuff? Or is
Yes. So they have trading posts. The thing is that it's only for that town. So like if they have like storerooms and everything else, but it's only for whatever town you're currently in. You can transfer them to transfer whatever's in storage to another town for a fee of like in-game gold that you get from trading with players or completing quests, whatever. But the town has to be owned by the same faction. So if you're in one that's owned by the syndicate, or if your main stuff is in the syndicate and you're in a town that's not owned by the syndicate, then you can't transfer stuff to there.
What happens if while your stuff is in the storage and you lose that town to the different faction?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure nothing. Like I'm pretty sure it's just
it's just for transfer, like a transfer rule.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So like I'm pretty sure everything transfers regardless of ownership. Depending on whether the level of each of the shops, because there's like the different stalls to like craft and things. You have to, whoever owns it has to upgrade them, and so they have there's these board quests for the town that you can go and complete for what's it called? That you can complete to move the completion bar up to upgrade like the furnace or the smelter or the armor fitting shop or whatever else is there. And so each town has different levels of crafting tables, and certain recipes require certain levels of crafting tables, so you may have to like work your way back or fast travel back to your original town, because that one is more than likely going to have, the highest upgrades.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, that's one thing I like about talking new MMOs, because they always have systems upon systems upon systems that usually work with each other.
Mm-hmm.
What else? How does combat feel like? How does combat feel against a player, and how does combat feel against just like the AI, like the PvE stuff?
The PvE stuff is pretty
standard, like.
Yeah, I mean, you like your buttons are, you left click, and as you left click, depending on your weapon, it'll do two different types of light attacks. Like the rapier does like a stab, and then it does like a couple of quick jabs. And then you have a power attack where you can hold it and it'll do a heavy attack, and the heavy attack for the rapier is like a lunge instead. My hammer, you just swing down and you swing back up. You swing down and you swing back up. And if you do a heavy, he like pulls it and then slams it into the ground. And it's disappointing that it doesn't like knock them down or something. I think it would be more fun if he did the.
Go ahead.
If he did the like whirlwind, or like did like a big swipe, whatever. I think that would be better.
I thought it was going to say like it hits for like an AOE on the ground, like a when it pushes them, but.
Yeah. One of my attacks, I leap up into the air and slam down on their head, and it knocks them to the ground. Some of every creature, I'm pretty sure every creature has some sort of what do you call it in fighting games where you can power through a hit?
A super armor.
Yeah, they have, so they like, and you can tell because they like start glowing whitish. They get like this white, essence over top of them, and then you're like, okay, I can't knock them down. I have another attack that stuns them, and it will knock them out of that, but it won't. My slam attack will just like hit them, and they'll be like,
"Sorted."
Okay,
Oh fuck.
Whatever. Trying to think of what else they have. Like dungeons. The first one's super easy. The second one is a little more involved.
Is it like one of those things you have to like figure out how to like the boss has like unique patterns, or is it like
the second one did? The first one was just kind of
wail on him until he's dead.
Yeah,
got it.
That was about it.
Okay. I guess so. What is like the moment? Like, what do you gain anything from just exploring and like looking around in different areas in the world? Because I do like the economy thing you're talking about, where it's like you can only sell in this area, because that kind of gives incentive to travel to other places to see what they're selling, and that way people are moving around and not just sticking in one area. Like, oh, this is the prime area to be.
Yeah, because like, I mean, you could go one place and they're selling the same iron ore for way more than they're selling in the other. Oh, and then each of the towns have like taxes. So like whoever owns the town, whenever you do anything at any of the crafting tables or the trade post, you end up paying them like a tax.
What? So you can just get racks of cash that way?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But you can also you can either bring people in by having a low tax, or you can drive people out by having a high tax.
That makes sense. We're living life in this MMO. That's pretty cool.
It's a new world.
It's a whole new world.
So
what else?
Yeah. And then they have like these big wars where like 50, you sign up for a war after if like a faction wants to try and take over a town, they do stuff. I haven't done it. I haven't been a part of it yet because I'm focusing on leveling as much as I can.
Okay.
And it's like a 50-person fight. So like each side has 50 people that they will recruit, and you have to go to the board and sign up when it says, hey, a war's coming up and this is at the time, and you sign up. And then whatever faction is attacking whatever faction is attacking and defending, they'll pick from that list of who's coming. So if a small faction is like, or a small group is like, we want to take over this town, and then they get a whole bunch of people from other they call them companies, guilds, monarchies, whatever you want to call them.
Okay.
From another company to sign up, and they use them and they take over the town, then that small faction would get the town.
That's pretty cool. So my next question is, when you're doing PvP stuff, do you lose anything? Like, I guess is there a reason to turn it off? Because if you don't lose anything, you might as well just keep the PvP to make it more immersive, right?
So if you flag for PvP, you actually get 10% more experience for everything.
Oh, that's perfect.
So they give you an incentive to try and to stay PvP. The only downside to PvP is if somebody comes across, I mean, it's level based. So if you're level 20 and some level 40 dickhead comes across and is like, fuck that guy, you're gonna have a very bad time.
So it won't be fun if you have a bunch of like powered like people running around. They'll just start bullying you.
And if you die, so like all of your equipment has like a repair or durability, and every time you die, you lose a percentage of the durability. The other thing is you can set up a campfire as like a respawn point, but you have to be within 500 meters of it. So the incentive is like if you're going to a new place or you're doing something, is to like, because like getting the stuff is like chopping down a tree and then finding some flint on the ground. It's fairly common everywhere. Is to put campfires down all over the place. That way, if you die, you're not like spawning all the way back on the other side of the map because the closest town is there.
Like a mile away, yeah.
Right. Which is one of my complaints. Like, I'm fine with having to travel places, but their movement in this game is like awful. You have to travel hundreds of kilometers, or you have to travel hundreds of meters, several kilometers to get to certain areas, and sometimes it's not super easy to get there.
Because of players, or just like the enemies that are just roaming, or both.
More like terrain and just where the quest is.
Like, okay.
If you're like up here in the top right hand corner and your quest is all the way down here, well, the fast travel might be over here, and that might be the closest thing you can get to get all the way over there. Which also leads me into another complaint is the questing system. So, I mean, obviously WoW has had years to kind of figure this stuff out and make it as good as possible, and it flows really well, and the whole point of a questing system is to kind of be a flow. It's supposed to guide you into different areas, to different places, so that you do get to explore without having to like run everywhere.
Right.
This thing, it feels like they just had like 9 people go, somebody was like, hey, I need you guys to design the questing. And everybody was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got an idea for it. And then they just all did it. And they put everything into the game. So like you'll be questing, and though some dude in bumfuck nowhere, like over here in the top left, will be like, hey, I need you to go all the way down here in the bottom right.
Oh no.
And check to see if there's something there. And you're like, okay. So you hoof it all the way over there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, cool, you found a bunch of pirates. Now go back and talk to Bumfuck over here. So you go back to talk to Bumfuck, and he's like, oh, okay, so there's pirates. Why don't you go back there and kill 9 of them? And then
no, that's dungeon fighter fucking questing. I'm cool. I'm good on that.
And the worst part is that they actually have a good quest system in place. They just don't use it for everything. Because there's several quest chains that's like, hey, I need you to go here, I need you to kill this stuff. Okay, you killed that stuff. Now I need you to kill this stuff. Okay, you killed that stuff. Now here, kill the boss. And it walks you through like a normal,
like a modern game, right? Like,
yes, and it's like, why do you not use this for everything? Also, why is the person that I need to talk to out here in nowhere land that has like
business
for no reason
across the lands? Like, what does that have to do with him?
It's not like, hey, I need you to go see Hermit Bryant because he was the last, godsmith. And if you want to increase your weaponsmithing, you got to go talk to him. And you're like, okay, that makes sense. Not, hey, I heard Bob was doing something earlier. You should probably go check on him. Okay, well, where's Bob? Yeah, if you just run that way. For how long? You'll know when you hit him.
Yep. It's a big old hammer-shaped house. You'll know. You can't miss it. I see. So the quest definitely needs some work. I mentioned the narrative earlier. Is there a narrative that you care about in this? Like, you know how everyone's like, oh, for the Horde, for the Alliance. Like, people know WoW lore, right? Like, is there anything like that here at all, or is it just still in the making, kind of?
I don't personally have any attachment to anything. Like,
okay.
I mean, when I get a quest, I just hit E as much as I can and then accept it and move on with life.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some stuff that's cool in here, but I don't care.
You're there for the moment to moment.
Yeah.
You're for the gameplay there. I got you.
You know, I also ran into a problem where I think part of it was I didn't understand how the questing system actually worked. I actually cleared all of the quests that I had available. And was like 5 or 6 levels below where my next set of quests were. And so I had like nothing I could do.
That can be a thing?
Yes. And like I literally went out of my way to complete everything on the map except for one town, which was, you know, way lower than I currently am now. And the area is like level 1 to 25. And so I have no reason to go clear the quest there.
That's odd. Like there's no quest that would lead you to. So you were finished, and there was nothing that you could claim to like walk you to more leveling, or you just had to figure it out and like kill random things, or start crafting or fishing or.
Part of it was just crafting. Part of it was also whenever I went to a new town, I didn't pick up the quests on the town board, which apparently do give you quite a bit of experience, which is something I wish I had known like when I was going through, because you pick up the syndicate quests or whatever your faction quests are, and they send you all over the place, and those provide quite a bit of experience. And then you also can pick up the board quests, which send you in fairly similar places or ask for stupid things like, you know, oh, we need 15 cooked rations. Okay, we need 50 iron ore or 50 iron ingots. You know, it's like cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then there's things like, hey, I need you to go to this area and just collect some stuff from chests. And it's like, okay, well, I'm heading that way for this other quest anyway. Might as well do it. You know, and so they're like, when I ran out of stuff, I literally had to go and just do nothing but syndicate quests or faction quests and board quests and just run circles and do the same shit over and over again in order to get up to where I needed to go.
Okay.
And that was kind of disappointing.
That's going to lead into my next question. It's an MMO. We know there's farming. We know there's grinding. Is it fun to farm and grind in this? Because sometimes there's not. Like, sometimes you get bored of it, or it's just too frustrating or repetitive, or you just like, I'm done here. It feels like work. And then there's sometimes where you're playing and you're like, I just love doing the combat, or I like fishing or crafting or whatever, and you can just spend hours doing that.
Sometimes I just get lost just collecting things. You know, like I spent like 3 hours just finding hemp and harvesting it for fibers so that I can make linen.
Make linen.
Yeah.
Not okay.
You know, like you don't have to quest. There's tons of stuff to do
that can still progress your character's level, right?
You know, like it obviously won't be as quick as doing the questing, but it's still a lot of fun. Like if you really just don't care about questing and you just want to go gather materials, you'll eventually level up. It's going to take you a while, but you can just focus on that. You know, be a hoarder, trade everything, and make a bunch of money.
That's pretty cool. And that way you can do whatever you just enjoy doing the most and still progress.
Yeah.
Is there any... go ahead. I had a question.
My other massive complaint is the server size. So
I've been hearing about. There's been headlines that every time queue times are like atrocious, right?
This has been one, like, aside from Ashes of Creation, this has been one of the like most anticipated MMOs since like Burning Crusade expansion for World of Warcraft. Okay. Like they had tons of people playing the beta.
Yes.
They capped the server size. How big do you think they capped the server size at? I just want to take a guess.
How is it by region? How big are the regions? Like, is it just like east, west, north, or?
No, they have a ton of servers.
Okay, so per server, let's see. Let me guess.
My first thought was 50, but if you said there's 50 versus 50 wars, I'm gonna stick with 50 anyway.
No, I think it's like maybe 250. Because you could have multiple
people.
Yeah, because you could have multiple wars at once, right? Or is it just only one war at a time?
I mean, you can have like there's here. I'll give you some. Let me.
I'm trying to think of the
1, 2,
worst
3,
case.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or 14 different zones.
And all of them can be at war at once. Do you know?
Yes.
Bruh, I'm gonna go 500 people. He's smiling. 500. That's probably like way too much. This is gonna be a sad number.
It's actually only about 2,000.
Oh, okay. I was going too low.
Okay.
No, as in like I thought I was too hot. Like I thought it was abysmal. Like I thought it was only like 400.
You were expecting like the worst.
Yeah,
I mean 2,000's pretty low.
It is. It is.
Like a high pop server and WoW is pretty huge.
It's for an MMO that's 2,000 still too low. But the way you set up that question, I'm thinking like.
Yeah. I thought you were in your own server.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, cause I've heard bad things about queue times, and then the way you phrase that question, I'm like, it must be really bad.
The queue is really bad. So the first day that it launched, people were waiting over 11 hours at place 2,000 in the queue.
No, I can't. That's not. It's
so
I don't know how Amazon distributes their finances or the resources, but Amazon is known to renting out servers, correct? With AWS. Yeah, right. So how is this a problem for them? Right?
I don't have a clue.
You know how many people are buying it with pre-order data. Then you have the sales right off rip on the first week. I don't know. Again, I don't know how they handle all that. The scaling, that is just odd. Has it still been queued? Like if you try to play it right now, you still get queued up, or has it been easier?
Because I was gonna get some stuff from Nick after the podcast, so I there's a queue thing that you can see like how long it's gonna take you to get in. I started the queue. I was gonna start it when I got on the podcast so that I could just like have my character kind of sticking around and doing stuff, and then. Messaging people, and I forgot, and Nick messaged me, and at like 9:20 I looked and it said it was going to take over 3 hours with 500 people in the queue. And so I was like, well, if I start it now, maybe I'll get lucky and get in for like a few minutes and he can give me whatever he needs, whatever. I just got in about 10 minutes ago, so it wasn't as bad. They've recently implemented some new anti-AFK technology for their stuff, because what people were doing was just like running into a corner, because like, I mean, who wants to step away for 30 minutes to grab some food and then sit in a queue for 11 hours? Nobody.
Yeah.
And they came out after the first, like during the first day, and then we're like, look, we loaded up, we bought more servers, so that people can play, because apparently they reached their server cap that they had.
Amazon bought servers.
Well, it's not Amazon. It's an indie game company that Amazon purchased. So it's not actually Amazon.
So it's published by Amazon. Got it.
Yes. They're like, apparently this company had like, a fucking GoFundMe, and Amazon was like, we're gonna grab that, and bought them, and they were like, here, do stuff, and then they did stuff.
Okay.
And
I would track
so
my
the
statement.
first day, people were like, they couldn't even get in to like make characters, or they could make the character, but they couldn't load into the game. You
got Brian's attention, the character creation.
Yeah, so it's not like super in depth. There's just like some basic choices and facial features and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody look stupid, or can you make someone look like they fork?
I mean, they're all pretty average. It's nothing special.
And then from your current predicament situation, I raises another question. Why can't Nick just send you something offline, and then when you like a mailbox, and then you sign in and accept it?
They don't have mailboxes that I'm aware of.
Okay. That on purpose?
That would be cool.
That on purpose? Like it was.
I really don't know a ton about the game, like what it was before it launched. I was just, some friends had mentioned it to me. It looked really cool, and I was like, sure, let's try it. And then, we had such a big group. I was like, well, I'm definitely gonna,
give it a
plant
shot.
my face into this. So that's what I did.
Okay. I'm wondering. I'm trying to see if I have any other questions here. I already mentioned combat, narrative, questing. The side stuff seems like it's very extensive, so that's a plus. So you don't have to do the same quest shit that everyone else does to level.
When you're making like a party, how many people is it per party? 4 or is it 3?
5.
Okay. Including yourself, or is it 5 friends as well?
5 total.
Got it.
Including yourself. So you have like a tank, a healer, and 3 DPS.
Nice.
Very similar, I think, to WoW. I think WoW is 5 as well.
Gotcha. What else? Is there like a queue system for is there a raid or something that like a 30-man? I know I don't know the terms. I just heard them. Is there like 10 man, 20 mans, whatever?
I don't know a ton about endgame, but I heard there were raids. I don't know anything about them because I haven't done them yet. I think max level is 60, and I'm currently only 41.
Okay, so you're almost there, actually. Then
yeah, I should be further ahead, but I spent literally a shit ton of time running around to just
catch up on the
places, and then if I had known about the like board quests and whatever, if I had known about the board quests and things, I probably would be a lot farther ahead.
And the game didn't mention the board quest at all?
Well, no, I mean it did. Like you could like the first town, it tells you about it, but it's not like a blaring like, oh, you need should to do these like whenever you go to a new town. It's just, hey, there's these things here you can complete, and then because every time you look at it, especially since it's new, everybody's doing them, so the bar is like always maxed out. You can still do quests and get rewards and XP and that kind of stuff, but it's like a lot of people are going to look at it and be like, well, there's no point because it's already maxed. I don't need to do anything.
Okay.
So
I guess my big question is, with the easy technical shit away, like queue times, that's going to get resolved with more servers. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, they said that they were testing on their first day or second day, that they were testing increasing the server pops because, at peak times, I think there are like 4,000 people on our server where there would be. I mean, there's 2,000 people in the server and over 2,000 people in the queue. Most of us were talking about it as like they need to double the amount of server of people in there, but at the same time, it's like the world is already pretty crowded with things, so having even more people is kind of
that's going to be a lot of
shitty thought.
Yeah,
like when we first started, it's obviously going to be different when everybody hits max level and are doing their own thing. But when we first started, I mean, there were quests. Oh, speaking of which, there were quests that you couldn't like complete because there were so many people. They don't instance anything, and so you like if you manage to get a couple of attacks in on a creature and that you have to like kill, it'll drop the loot that you need. Unless you have to skin it, and then it's whoever gets there first and skins the stupid thing.
What? Oh shit! So it's like the Wild West.
Yeah, so like I mean, you can have 50 people attack something, and if they don't do enough damage to kill it on the first hit, with all 50 of them hitting it, if they all hit it again, everybody should get credit for that quest. And if it's supposed to be like, if it's like, hey, I need you to kill these undead and collect their pocket watches, everybody will be able to pick up the pocket watch. That's the only part that's instanced. But if it's like one of the quests was like, hey, you need to kill these puma, and you also need to kill elk and get their or not that one. What was it? Or you need to kill and skin puma.
Okay.
And then you also need to kill elk and get their antlers. But the antlers you didn't have to skin them for. It would just drop. The problem with there's a lot of little things that they that they can do that's going to make the game 1,000 times better. The spawn rates and things and the amount of things that spawn are garbage for certain things. Like there's some areas where bosses like spawn instantly. Like I don't know if it's a bug or what, but it's like you kill it and before you can like loot a box, it's already spawning another one. And there's people that like farm that stuff. And then there's other things like the deer quest. There were 2 elk in this big area that actually spawned. on like a 9-minute timer.
And everyone's gunning for elk, so you're sitting there just wasting a bunch of time.
And then if you don't have any sort of ranged weapon, like if I was in my current setup, I never would have been able to complete it. And I even had to wait until everything thinned out and I came back and completed it later,
Wild.
But and then like certain boss monsters that you have to go and kill take like 15 to 20 minutes to spawn after each kill. And it's like if you walk up and see a party slaying it, your day's ruined. Like you're just sitting there like
you're gonna be sitting there waiting,
and you don't want to leave because in the off chance that it shows up with all these other people here, you want to get a couple of swipes in so you get credit for the quest.
Right, especially if it's just a kill one, you're not really taking anything from them. That could definitely save a bunch. Then.
And there's like tons of things like there was another bear quest that I had to like kill and skin bears. But there were like 3 bears that spawned in a massive area. And, when you have 15 people all out there looking for the bears, it doesn't matter if you attack it. If you can't get there and skin it, it doesn't make a difference.
It's a waste. You wasted that effort.
Like, I understand that they were a lot stronger than the other enemies in the area, but it's like, come on.
It's weird. It's weird that they're having this still on release because I'm assuming if they're testing this game with a group like all the devs, when they run into this problem, be like, okay, we might need to fix this beforehand.
I'm not sure. I heard there were 2 open betas, and like there have been people that have been like grinding this shit since like alpha,
okay,
and like got into the closed alpha and were here and doing stuff and taking notes and everything. Again, I don't know if it's a bug or what, but there's a lot of little things, like quality of life things that they could make to make everything better. Their chat system is pretty garbage. Half the time you like deselect the chat box so that you're not like actually typing, you're opening up windows. There's like here, let me tell you. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different just like specific chats. Global area, help, recruitment, faction, and whatever company you're a part of.
Okay.
Not to mention direct messages to whoever you're talking to. And then you have like a news feed that just shows all of it, and so you're having to like sift through all of that. And then if you click on the individual ones, you only get that feed, which is kind of nice. But it doesn't seem like there's any way to like edit. Like, I only want the company and maybe the recruiting or group.
So you can't make a custom filter at all.
Right. Which is something that like
that can be
every MMO
has
had forever. The company line, the company page, you can see the members that are online. You can at least sort by like rank, name, whether they're online or not. But there's nothing else about them. You have to hover over each of the like what level are they?
You can't can't see it on first glance.
Right. I understand like being able to like hover over them and message them or clicking on them and messaging them, or inviting them to a group or something. But I mean, if I want to quickly be like, what level are Anthony and Brian? Mm-hmm. Well, now I have to, scroll through the goddamn
list of friends and then
not even the list of friends. Like, I mean, if you were on my friends list, it would be a lot easier. But if I'm like, if I hadn't added you to the friends list, I have to find you in the company list, hover over this stupid little picture of you, find out if it's at what level you are, and then go, okay, well, I can hunt with Bryant or Anthony, but not the other one because they're too lower level or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe I want to do a dungeon and one of you can go, but the other one can't because they haven't gotten to that point yet.
Gotcha.
Like I said, there's a lot of complaints that are small that if they fix them are going to make the quality of the life of the game a lot better. But the big things are the queue times. Like nobody wants to come home from work and be like, I'm gonna, I come home at 5:00 and at 9:47 I make it into the game and I'm playing for 35 minutes before I have to get off and go to bed because I have to be, to work in the morning.
Right.
Like.
Well, that makes sense. But that's a hardware thing. Hopefully Amazon supplies them with some more. I don't know how that server shit works between the companies, but like
they should be able to spin it up to or like change. the capacity super easy. Like this should not be something like, oh well, you know, we don't know if the servers are going to handle 4,000 people versus 2,000. Like if they're
it depends how they're handling this the state syncing, right? Like because and you said all the people that are there, like what if they have 4,000 people in one area doing the elk stuff, and how to manage all of like, yes, we can double the numbers, but then it's will it lag now because now it's trying to sync up 4,000 people because you're saying it's not instant, so
yeah. So I think the biggest thing is that I don't think they built this game for more than 2,000 people per server,
right?
And I don't think they let people know that, which makes a huge difference. Because like look at any major streamer. Like Shroud had like 100,000 people watching him. Yes. I'm sure half those players were playing as well. Yep. They're all going to try and get into whatever server that he's going to be in.
Especially if he's in the same company or whatever you're saying, and he declares a war against another streamer. They're all going to want to go and do stuff. I mean,
if you have two, like say you had like Shroud and like Tim the Tapman, and they were like, we're going into this, but we're going to be on different sides. Everybody's going to want to fucking be in that server.
Yes, sir.
You're going to have 90,000 people trying to join one fucking server, and they can't. Like World of Warcraft is obviously a much larger scale, so there's a hell of a lot more to do. Yeah. And they've left this open so that they can do more stuff. But it definitely does not feel like it was built for more than 2,000 people per server, which is kind of disappointing, but like understandable. Like it's a new game. They have limited time, limited funds, limited resources. They got to get something out so they can start bringing in money so they can do more. And they've left it open for expansions, but it's like we tried to find a server that we could all like. I mean, we have. Let me just see. We have 39, 70. We have over 100 people just in our guild or our company.
Oh wow!
So that you're looking at like 20 companies that are,
trying to get in at
one server.
Mm-hmm.
So
hopefully they sort that out, or if not, just give more servers in that region. So, and with like a free transfer, so then they can disperse the amount that's coming in for the people who are not following streamers or whatever. They just want.
Yeah, they're working on something for allowing people to transfer, like after like the first 2 weeks or something. They also limited it to if you have a character in one. I don't know if it's for every server, but if you have a character, it tells you when you load it. This is your only character that you can create. If you want to like go somewhere else, you have to start a new character in that other server.
Okay,
which makes sense. But the weird part is they give you 2 character slots, and it's like, what is the other character slot for?
That's weird. Maybe for future improvements or like adding. That's weird.
Maybe can you save character customizations that you can like import?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I guess the big question here, and this would have been a great addition if Jambi was here. You guys are both WoW veterans. WoW has a monthly subscription. New World is a one-time payment, correct?
New World is a one-time payment. There is no monthly subscription.
So what do you personally feel this trajectory is going to go in comparison to how WoW's doing things with adding new features, fixing things up, changing metas? I mean, it's only been a week and you're having server issues, so of course keep that in mind. But I mean, what do you see in this for New World's future here? Which is, I know, kind of early to tell, but do you see people leaving WoW to play this? Do you see people leaving Final Fantasy 14 to do you see people making moves? They're like, oh, maybe this is where I need to go now. No subscription. It's just I pay once, like very similar to what is it, Guild Wars 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this game is definitely similar to Guild Wars 2. with a lot of things. I mean, it's similar. Like it's an MMO. It's got a lot of similarities to all of those. You know, the whole non-payment thing. Monthly subscriptions are just total shit at this point. Like, it is ridiculous. There's no like, it made sense when, you know, way back when everything was new and they're having to, you know, build all these servers and everything, and it's just like, great, you know. But I feel like that's a dying thing. Everything has moved to microtransactions and selling skins and shit like that inside the game. I don't know if people are just going to jump ship. I think people who are, you know, veterans of a lot of those games that have been playing them for years are just going to keep playing them, unless they're just really tired of the monthly subscription. You know, because like this definitely has a lot to offer. Do I think it's not nearly the same size as World of Warcraft or probably Final Fantasy 14? I can't really say anything about it because I've never played 14.
Okay.
There's a lot more levels in each of them. There's a lot more content. Eventually, will it get there? Sure. I mean, WoW's been out since like what 2001, and 14's been around for over 10 years now, or about 10 years.
I don't know. I don't know when it. Well, I don't know when 14 released. Kind of 14 had like a weird like resurgence after I forgot what expansion it was.
I know I played the beta, I think, on PS3.
You know, like, I mean, that's a long time. Like, I mean, World of Warcraft, the original, the vanilla, had a ton of shit. You know, and then like Burning Crusade was a massive expansion, and it was great. And then they had, I think it was Wrath of the Lich King, which was another huge expansion. Like they're adding whole new maps and areas that you're going to, you know, with new content, new things. Like they added like jewel crafting and stuff in Burning Crusade, and then they added something else in Wrath of the Lich King. You know, you're getting like a whole bunch of new dungeons. There's usually like eight new dungeons or more. They've added all these mythic quests, mythic raids. You know, like just they add a ton of shit with every expansion. I don't think that they're going to do that with this. You know, I think this is definitely going to be a very successful game. I mean, it's a very successful game already.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's ever going to reach the scale of
a WoW or a 14.
Yeah, I mean, event like maybe in 10 or 15 years, it'll be as big as what it currently is now. But you also got to think, like, if WoW is still around then, like, how much bigger is it going to be then too? Like,
in comparison, right? Because they're still releasing expansions as well.
Yeah.
Oh well,
definitely, like, if you like crafting and mining and just like it's really relaxed, because like to me it's really relaxing just to run out there and just chop down trees, you know, or mine stuff, or because like it's exciting too. Like I'll be running around, I was like, ooh, a pile of hemp, let's go grab it. Ooh, there's an iron ore. Ooh, there's a gold ore. You know, like I fucking beeline to that shit and try and grab it.
Like you get into the job you're doing, so you're like, okay, I'm out here to cut trees, get wood, lumber, whatever, and you go, and there goes an hour and a half.
Yeah, you know, like that to me, that's a lot of fun. Like I like crafting different things and getting my crafting skills up and, you know, crafting better stuff. You know, I crafted all of my bags currently, and you know, which has been awesome. It's a lot of fun. And like, and especially if I think it would be, I had a lot more time to play. Like I just dove into this and played for like
hours,
16 hours a day.
Oh shit!
You know, like I took off last week and just kind of fell into this and did as much as I could.
Yeah.
You know, I think this game would definitely be a lot better if you had people to play with and level up with and things from the start. You know, like even if it's just one buddy, I think it would make the game 1,000 times better, and it's already amazing. You know, like I love talking with everybody in chat and talking with Nick and whatever, and be like, dude, I love just chopping trees. I love just mining. I love just harvesting. You know, like it's very satisfying.
So I guess the final question is a two-parter. Is like, would this be a recommendation for people who just don't play MMOs? Like, would this be a good entry?
I think this would be a great entry. You know, like I understand that $60 is kind of a lot, or I think it's $50.
I think it's 40.
I think you're right. I think it was 40 for the base game and then 50 for the deluxe version. And I don't remember what the deluxe version came with. I remember it comes with a dog because I got the deluxe version so that I could have a pet.
40.
Don't know if the pet actually follows me around. I think it's like a house thing.
Okay.
40 for base, 50 for deluxe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, like $40 for this that's incredible. I mean, there's a ton of content. Again, obviously not as much as WoW or Final Fantasy 14, but
right.
It's a great game. There's a ton of shit to do.
Awesome.
Especially since you don't have to pay a monthly subscription, it would definitely be an awesome thing to like work your way into.
Because you don't have to worry about, I'm paying X amount of money every month. I need to like force myself to play this.
There's no requirement. It's not like I only got 416 hours last month. I got to do better this month, or I'm not getting my money's worth.
Right. Okay. That sounds great. And that's New World, people. I mean, we'll probably be revisiting review stuff if I ever get into it, but MMOs are kind of scare me because the amount of time you have to put in. But again, $40 and you don't have to worry about being pressured for time to sink in. That's a very attractive deal. And we'll see where it is in a few months, actually, because right now it's having obviously some launch woes, which most games...
There are quite a few bugs that happen, but like, I mean, what game these days doesn't have bugs when it launches? Like the scale of the games today are literally thousands of times larger than what the little NES disc or the NES cartridge that you got are. I mean, like you're talking like the difference between kilobytes and a
gigabytes.
terabyte worth of information.
There's a lot of shit now. Not shit. It's just a lot of stuff. All right. I will revisit New World after a few months, see how it's doing. It's definitely been the talk of the town. All right, people. It's time to end this thing here. Releases. What's up? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Never mind. Go for it. I was thinking we were... Just go.
Okay. Releases this week. We got the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, which is the Smash clone, but with Nickelodeon characters, which looks really fun. We have Jet the Far Shore, which looks like a space adventure game. I'm not entirely sure what the moment-to-moment gameplay is for that. Wasteland 3 has another expansion called Cult of the Holy Detonation that comes out this week. Far Cry 6 comes out this week, the next installment in the Far Cry series with our boy Gus from Breaking Bad as the villain. Back 4 Blood is out this week. The creators of Left 4 Dead made another Left 4 Dead with...
that's out this week?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass as well, so if you have Game Pass...
Oh, well. I was going to say I'm going to wait a little bit to see what the reviews are, but I'm definitely interested in the game.
I thought it was the 12th.
No, I'm pretty sure it's this week. But I mean, you can just fact check me real quick. And Metroid, the new Metroid game comes out this Friday, I think it is, on the Switch. So for us who've been waiting for another Metroid game, we've been bestowed upon another one. Hopefully it's fire. And that's it for the games.
I'm a little disappointed it's not a new Metroid Prime, personally, because I was really hoping for a Prime.
Yeah,
but
same.
I like the homage to the
2D
old school,
ones.
Handheld stuff.
As long as they're still working on Prime, I'm okay. This can tide me over until they release it. What's up, Brian?
Back 4 Blood base game, just vanilla standard game, 12th. You get the deluxe version, you get the game 4 days early.
That explains why it's this week then. So the deluxe one's out this week. I don't think the Game Pass version is a deluxe. So for Game Pass owners, we'll get it next week, which so means we'll talk about it again next week. And Metroid I already talked about. For movies, we mentioned it earlier. The new Bond movie's out this week, No Time to Die. Definitely looking forward to watching it. I've watched almost all the Bond movies up until this point. And then for music, Brian, you can double check, but I didn't see anything on there, or I might have missed something. That's releasing this week.
Bad Bad Not Good. The album, I want to hear that.
Okay. Oh, Cobra there.
Do you though?
Cobra check.
Really?
He might not. He might be a liar. He's a variant. Yeah, Cobra also fact checked me. It was the 12th. All right. Randall. Actually, Randall might be streaming this week. So this weekend. So what are you doing this week, Randall?
This weekend. Potentially 6 months of streams.
I gotta talk with you guys after this and
Yeah, we got to sort out when we're gonna do it.
Because this week might not be a good week for me to try it because Dad's in town and our anniversary is Wednesday. So.
Oh, then we could do it next. Yeah, we could do it next week. That'd be fun.
Just have your dad stream.
Yeah. Now, what happens if his dad does it in one try? I'm just kidding.
There's no way.
All right, Randall, what you doing this week, man? Besides watching No Time to Die.
Games.
You gonna keep trying Steel Assault?
I mean, eventually I will go back to it, but I'm not sure what I'm going to play. I might pick Hitman back up.
Oh, okay.
If I don't play Steel Assault.
If you don't play Steel Assault, you said?
Yeah. It's either going to be one or the two. Either it's going to be Steel Assault or it's going to be Hitman.
I mean, I recommend you do Hitman. I mean, some more. I think you came out sounded like you liked Hitman a lot more, right?
I don't really care which one he does when he streams.
Ooh. I mean, a 6 months of streaming a game, really, you can get through some games, bro. Like you can finish Returnal. Anywho, all right, Kelsey, what you doing this week?
Anniversary's Wednesday, like I said. We're going to Hall's Chop House like we do every year. It's kind of our
tradition.
Thing. It's a really expensive steakhouse.
But I mean, the food's worth it though, right?
Oh, it's definitely worth it. It's so good.
Gotcha.
Of the year?
Huh?
Game of the year?
Okay.
Yes. Charleston has a couple of steakhouses that are just like
to die for.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
This
is our favorite.
What do you usually order, like for steak? I don't know if we ever had that conversation.
I mean, I usually get a different steak every time I go because it's like, I mean, why not?
Right.
But the filet mignon is really good. I think you can get like a 64-ounce, or is it 64, 32? It's some massive like prime rib.
You said 64, and I'm like, there's no fucking way.
No, I mean, I think one of them. Here, I want to pull it up just so I can tell you.
All right. I mean, we can, while you're looking them up real quick, Brian can go and do what he's doing before he falls asleep on us.
Go for it.
Okay. Tomorrow I don't think I'm streaming, but it might be spur of the moment. I want to stream, so
okay.
Just always have split screen losers up, like just a tab of them up at all times.
Of them?
Yeah, them.
Okay.
It's kind of like how Peter Parker. It's not Spidey. He takes pictures of Spidey.
Okay.
I make content of the split screen losers, dude. We're not the same.
Okay. That's weird.
Wednesday we're playing some, and then so on Thursday.
No, I remember Battlefield week.
Oh, so Wednesday I gotta figure out what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think on Wednesday it's gonna be me and Javi playing Battlefield. Okay. If we can get into the servers.
We'll see what I do Wednesday. We'll find out together. Thursday, same thing as Tuesday. I might stream, I might not. We'll find out together as well.
Okay.
But Friday, there's no if, and, or buts. We're playing some motherfucking ass Metroid.
Yes, sir.
And the reason I put my backlog down Friday, let's say 3 hours isn't enough.
And you just stream until like 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm streaming. And disclaimer: if it's a backlog day, that doesn't mean you're gonna see the entire gameplay on stream. If anything, there's gonna be at least one episode. You decide if you want to play the game.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling it and I don't feel like turning the camera on, you're not gonna see what I did.
Yeah.
This is cyberpunk rules. Don't ruin my session. All right.
Don't at me.
The stream ends.
Oof. That's what I've been doing with Days Gone. Like I'm streaming when Tuesdays come around, and then I'll just keep playing it over the weekend without streaming it.
I thought about doing that. I started Tales of Arise, but then I'm like, I don't want to start that on stream because then that's 90 plus hours of the same fucking game.
Yeah, JRPGs are just tough to stream unless you're like day in, day out streaming it. All right.
And then
Kelsey.
the weekend, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
All right, so it was a 34-ounce steak.
34?
34. The tomahawk ribeye is what I got last time.
That's still
it's
a
34-ounce steak. But you can get
do you throw it?
Yeah,
what?
you can throw
when you finish it. Do you throw it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just take the bone and just, and it comes back.
It comes. What?
Like a boomerang.
Oh shit!
So slow.
He said it was worth every penny. Now I believe him. Okay. Did you have anything else, or? Dad's in town. You're eating some really good ass steak.
Man, it's probably it.
Gotcha. Okay. And Brian's done. All right. It's like we're missing some. What's up?
What are you doing this week?
Oh shit! What I'm doing this week? Well, like I mentioned earlier, it's Battlefield 2042 beta week. So I think preload starts tomorrow morning. So, and I'll have access to it on Wednesday. So tomorrow is still backlog day. I might finish Days Gone tomorrow because I'm near. I think I'm on the last act. So I might be able to just run credits tomorrow. We'll see, depending how fast the cutscenes get to go through and stuff. Go ahead.
You mean how I'm gonna run credits on?
On Steel Assault. Watch this man one try finish the game. Right. Oh my god. Oh my, it's gonna be so funny. All right. And then Wednesday and probably Thursday. Don't know about Thursday. It's gonna be Battlefield. I've been waiting to get my hands on Battlefield since they announced it. So hopefully it plays well and the gunplay is good. And that's it for the week.
Let me know if there's a class that you can throw ammo.
I believe there is.
And then let me know if you get points per ammo thrown.
That's not how you got points before. It's for per ammo. Oh, you mean like a packet? I got it. Because before,
but how many melee different ways can you melee kill somebody?
You can do. There's actually a few. It's just that you got to make sure you don't do it to I think the sniper class has like a small indicator at the bottom if someone's like dangerously close, if they leave something behind. So like those people, you might have a hard time running up on them. But there's assassinations, so you can steal dog tags like all the Battlefields beforehand. So,
well, clearly we know what I would be doing.
Yeah, and there's a sniper class, so I know you like sniping, so.
Damn right I do.
Everybody has full ammo.
Yeah, that's true. With Brian on your squad, there's no way you'll have no ammo. Anyway, that's it for the week. This is an extra long one because games are coming out, movies are coming out, so expect longer episodes coming up.
Sorry, you mentioned game stuff tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific time, so 10 Eastern.
Yes.
The final character for Smash Ultimate being released.
It's supposed to be 40 minutes long.
10 a.m. by the way, Brian. You just said 10, so it's 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I said 7 Pacific.
Yeah, but not a.m. or p.m.
Just tune in both times.
Okay. All right. But yeah, you said it's supposed to be 40 minutes, so I guess he's going to
40 minutes. That's one of the tweets I just saw on.
Oh, then it's going to be so it's going to be both Reddit. The announcement and how they play then in one go. Oh wow, okay. That's interesting.
I don't know what it's going to be in my head because Nintendo tweeted join Sakurai as he announces the final celebration of gaming with this character.
Uh-huh.
And then in my head, because every time people be like, "Oh, Master Chief" or whatever, he has the quote where he says, "Let's finish this fight." So I think they're gonna put Master Chief and like Master Chief finishes the fight, and then Halo, and then just guns, and then he's gonna tell us what happens.
Gotcha. No, I think it's gonna be Heavy from TF2.
I feel like if anything, it'd be the Scout.
Most likely, he's the most agile, I guess. Anywho, that's it. Thank you guys for listening, watching the podcast. We'll be back next week, and that's all she wrote. Right? Arrivederci.